Tony, because of the fact that we no longer have the double sessions, we will have everybody in the region having played 2 game days. So we'll take a quick look here at E District as we get ready to start things on off. And you had asked who I was keeping an eye on. Who are you keeping an eye on E District here as far as while we get ready to drop?
I'm looking forward to see how DCG play today. Really love DCG. Now, they obviously had everyone here picking their legends as we speak. And now, as we know, we have had, what is it, an alter or crypto ban pretty early on. Yeah, but
I think crypto was number 1 both days or both groups last week, right?
Yeah, and then alter didn't get banned at all after crypto got banned.
Second block, I think, right? First block, I think it did. But I don't know why. We're seeing in America is crypto going super early. I mean, we've always kind of seen in APAC, both South and North, crypto getting used.
Wow.
So not surprised.
Hello, Bang. Hello, Rotaki. Hello, Jinchi. What's up?
Maybe second or third in other regions. But for a region that loves to play aggressive and loves to take fights, the fact that that Alter made it all the way through on day number 2 was just mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, I would have to agree. But also, the bans are just not a real thing at the moment. They seem to change on the weekly. Have a look at this zone, and maybe we are going to head to the north side of zone here for game number 1.
Could be good for, you see teams like Ubi, Control, Alt, Defeat. Could potentially be heading up towards that Electro Dam-ish area. Looks like probably, which we did mention.
Support temen lo ya, by the way. Halo, Pikri. Hari ini soalnya semuanya pada main, guys. Bubi, Rendang, sama Kakoy.
Maybe they won't be able to take early fights. If you're gifted zone, you got to be able to capitalize. That's what we'll be looking for here in game 1.
Go and have a look at Team Ubi. Now, we did talk about them earlier on. Now, we know
Ubi
Easy Flash is back in Pro League. Didn't have to do it the hard way. We did actually have to do it the hard way, but it was one of the most consistent teams in Open League. They'll be looking for a pretty good start here, Q, on E District, especially getting gifted this zone here early on.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you got to do. If you're given zone, you have to be able to capitalize. That's kind of what helps separate the best from the rest when it comes to the highest level of play, right? So they will have the ability to really dig in through Electro Dam here. It's not like they have to rotate early.
Tim Indo ada gak nih, Bang? Ini Ubi Cilembu ini si Muammar Jos sama si Apis. Holy shot, udah ada yang ngambil gedung itu, anjir, cepet banget.
Need to be careful. So this team now,
Tasting blood.
Tasting blood and normal, a very aggressive team looking to play zone here early on. It's like they're going to go the Newcastle Caustic and Valkyrie pick here for game number 1 as well, Q. So no crypto here for Team Na.
An interesting look, but the good news with this composition is you don't necessarily need it, especially because you are gifted.
What?
So to rotating their way on in and low key almost got put down on the ground. Luckily, is going to be able to get that bat off. QWQ had a very quiet
Dua purple.
They're going to be looking to try and add some points to their names quickly.
30 shots down the line here. All of a sudden, Grape Soda on the
feet, pulling up the longbow. Okay, Josh, and it's a nice shot.
Okay, Josh. Aduh, sisa si Pay. No, jangan, please, stop.
Kiss hands now. Looks like okay. Josh moving on in. There's one man left standing here.
Woi, Josh, lu ngapain mau nyerang si Pay lu, Josh?
Josh has kind of had enough.
Pay.
But he does
No.
He's going to get eliminated here. First on. And now Control Alt Defeat moving back. Fizz 6. We did talk about
Kakoy langsung gugur. Top 20.
Looks like we are going to another team, and that is Grape Soda going up against Rendang. It does look like Rona's going to swing that corner.
Oh!
Here as well.
Whoa! Anjing, Rendang gaming ini bos, Lahim X.
this quick on E District of all maps. Let me tell you what, first ring closed and we've already got 3
Let's go.
eliminated. And Tom Young-gung,
Buset,
that's some
nge-kill si
spicy
player
soup,
ke.
also looking to try and bring the heat as well. They've
Duluan ya,
found
asli.
themselves a little bit of a notch in this kind of
Crozier,
southeastern side of
thank you for the
Electro
sub.
Dam,
Welcome.
but don't really have much cover to be able to play around. Mama Clubs trying to find
Kisan meng-ente langsung ya guys ya.
in a similar sort of position down here.
Gila nih. Party sayur guys. Party sayur. Nanti guys. Sama tim itu anu ubi Cilembu.
But they used to not have to change at all. So
Maggie too, like game 4, right? We saw
Yeah,
Maggie
exactly.
going out all of a sudden. That was really within all region, and understandably so, especially when you see things like the Gibby coming out into play that that ball. I mean, really helps counter that. So understandable why it comes. And
Gila jalannya di mereka, let's go. Genji seperti biasa main di luar. Rendang masih di rumah yang sama.
Because of that. And speaking of Genji, in a spot where no one should really be surprised. One of the last ones to the party. They got themselves looted and booted. Triple blue.
Cik bagus ya ini heirloomnya.
Surely will look to try and fry on the edge.
Ini liga ya, iya.
they're trying to, as we know, they like to rotate in late. They usually get into zone 3 with their purple shields. No damage, no kills. That's if the zone pulls completely the other way of where they are. And at the moment, it has definitely done that to this team once again. So Genji, it kind of works in their favor because it's exactly how they want to play Q. It's like they pick an edge zone just for the chance that it is pulled to the other edge of zone.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely see that typically is the case when it comes to like their draft, their draft, and I think that's part of the reasoning behind it. I mean, we see even on a map like E District, which I feel like because of
siapa yang main do? Si Kisans, tim Kakoi, si Lahim sama Bas di tim ini Rendang, sama satu lagi Ubi Cilembu, tim si Muammar, EG Plus.
Edward Gaming now.
Rendang kuat itu duel Genji, gak bisa menang.
God spot, one of the god spots at the moment because it is that.
Oh, bisa menang.
Like we saw before.
Asli bro, Rendang tuh the best. Party ini gua, party rank gua.
So, control defeat one of the teams.
Gak lihat langsung POV Ronina atau V main. Telat kayaknya POV mereka. Ubi Cilembu 4 kill, let's go. 4 kill kah?
In the same area here.
Yeah.
In game 1.
And you had mentioned DCG before we dropped into things. They're also down there on that northeastern side. They're actually technically just outside of this second ring, which means they're going to.
Gak boleh Kazuma, harus pindah tempat tinggal.
Looking to try and find themselves a safe spot to be able to shut
Indo
down,
semua.
open up shop.
Iya, Indo semua.
Like they should be able to do
RRQ kayaknya besok si siapa? Si Genki, si Strapping Flame.
Results from Fizz 6 in scrims. They've got to find a way to be able to let that carry over into game day play here because
Kakoi tuh Sunjir NTNT asli bro. Tadi gua lihat lagi tuh Sunnya gimana.
No, they didn't, but
tim Muammar siapa aja? Si Jos. Ingat gak gua suka rank sama Jos sama si Apis. Timnya itu. Si Apis sama si Jos sama si Muammar.
Having to do that every day. So a lot of these teams, that's the stuff that they go through Q in this region to be able to play Apex. I think that's what makes this region so special. The fact that we have so much talent like that, having to put in so much work just to play the game to be able to perform at the highest level as well.
Yeah, I feel like the passion in the region has always been part of the story. I remember them even talking about, I think it was Easy Flash, she was having to go into the cafe. I think it was like
ini masuk tour tier 1 kah tuh? Gua nggak ngikutin tour Apex. Tier 2 lah. Ini yang menentukan 8 tim terbaik buat ngewakilin region Apex South. Ngerti gak guys?
opposite side. It's VK Gaming trying to push down to that lower floor and see just how much havoc they can wreak here. And that's going to be Fizz 6.
Oh, ini ada Avi juga ya. Tuh Avisan juga orang Indo tuh.
It doesn't matter how good you practice when you're running into the EWC champs. VKG getting some KP on the board here. Team UB looking to get close to the action, but they will move away. And VKG
Team UB,
all of a
bro.
sudden taking a very
UB.
good spot here in zone 3. We have 45 seconds
Jig,
left
dead box pay.
or teams start to make their way in. And as we can see, Gen G still not
2022
in
Mendo
zone
sering main
yet,
sama
but
Jos,
do
Jacking,
have
habis.
that purple
Benar.
shields that they
Cuma
like to
sekarang
rotate
juga
in.
masih main sama mereka.
And not much
Masih ngereng.
damage on the board either, but as we can see, as we say, Gen G moving in very close to 2C1M.
Yeah, I was wondering if 2C1M was going to gatekeep the squad. They had seen Gen G pull up, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. Protect their 6, because if they can clear out Gen G, there's no more teams on this southern side. And while, yeah, they'll still
Orang-orang
be
SEA, guys,
rotating up
benar-benar.
north towards Electrodam, they'll be able to at least have the sense of safety.
Partai
that they're
sayur.
pretty well by themselves. They will eventually rotate into Galleria, where they do have a
Seleksi
couple
buat
of
masuk ke
other
tier 1
squads
nanti
here
jadi perwakilan
with
itu.
them.
Betul.
One of them being Dog Red,
Tapi ini
who
udah pro
has
kok, guys.
quite a
Udah
bit of
profesional
fighting
semua.
capability in their own right.
Professional
Does
player.
look like they have been pulled up by it is Wolves Esports who have moved in as well, trying to get the finish here, but it does look like Fafa Fifth is going to go down as well. So all of a sudden, 2C1M, Wolves
Kenapa gak ada
Esports,
legend baru
Rainbow
lagi, Bang?
Gaming. There's a lot of teams
Emang
in
belum ada
this
aja.
area. Gen G looking
Lu
to
nanya
move
pertanyaan
in,
developer
trying to
ke
get
gua,
some
lu.
more KP. Dexter needs to be careful just
Wait,
for a little
Gen G.
bit. Asia trying to get some heals off as well. Hemlock in the hand and playing an aggressive legend as we know him to do.
Well, this is where Gen G really thrives, right? Like the controlled chaos, multiple teams around here, because especially when you look at players like Ziki, players like Asians, you know that they can even take on the 1v2s where needed, but when they full swing the 3 of them, man, watch out. Weibo Gaming out.
Gila udah ini lagi Jik, 4 tim masih banyak tim.
Kilo trying to keep themselves alive as it's just them and Gaps as a 2-0.
Janji masih di sini.
Asia's now moving in on some action. They can see the res trying to go down. Hemlock in the hand. Down goes Feng. There's only one man left standing for 2C1M. I do not like his chances, but Asia's doing the right thing there. He's going to rotate with the team and worry about this next move in, because as we know, this next zone has hurt a fair bit, Q.
It does hurt a fair bit in the way that they're rotating. They still have to get past Wolves. You still got to get past Wolves Esports here.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Right behind the ball. Go ahead and send that thing on out. And full send, baby. Drill getting sent as well.
No way, bro.
Them back just for a moment as the
Semua dibuang skillnya. Nanti dia masuk gimana nih?
to be able to make their way into zone without taking much storm damage itself. Wolves have also rotated more towards the right. They'll be more over by DCG. It actually looks like them and Gen G have actually split ways.
Weh, tim siapa aja yang masih hidup, weh?
Getting caught out. That does look like DCG need to
Rendang masih
rotate
hidup kah?
back to be able to be safe here. Wolves Esports, the closest team to them as well. But Wolves Esports need to be careful. They need to be aggressive for a spot. And it looks like they are going to be aggressive now, because Gen G, they were pretty close. And it looks like
No, Lahim di
team of
kill.
their own to kill here, and that's Rendang.
What? Ronin?
Rendang already lost.
Anjing.
One's down, and Ronin, the last one, left alive.
No.
Gen G will be able to take them down, and I think that looks like 5-6 KB maybe already to their name. Wolves Esports also has been eliminated as Roy and company for DCG.
Oh,
able
shit.
to take them
Asia dead.
out. Gen G now getting pinched in an incredibly tough spot. It looks like they could very well be getting sent on the backside by 2C1M.
Yeah, this
Oh, Gen G
Should be able to
dead.
clear this up, but I don't like their chances to stay alive, as Dog Red will get the kills as well. So Gen G getting eliminated, getting caught in a pretty hard spot there. Dog Red taking advantage as well. TYK now.
Rendang lumayan ya, lumayan ya.
VKG
Oi.
also
Ubi
trying to
masih
stay
hidup, guys.
alive here.
UB.
Moving in on VKG, and I don't like their chances right now. That Crypto needs to be careful, but there's some beautiful shots from Nirvana here, and Edward Gaming looking to take advantage.
Yeah, EDG are gonna have to push down at some.
Wih, Xbox dapat kill lagi, satu lagi tadi. Ini tim mana lagi yang di-push?
Up on the top side, you do have
Oh, VKG.
Alter pushing on in to try and split damage.
Nice, VKG.
All of a sudden this fight turns around. VK Gaming could very well turn this thing upside down.
Yeah, Casa trying to get the shield swap. It is all up to QQ now. If we know that
VKG 1v1.
What this man can do, it's a 1v1 situation. He's going to play the caustic gas. I think he accidentally just got rid of his own gas with that nade. Now all of a sudden, VK Gaming trying to play it slow. They do need to rotate in a second.
No way.
Fight this.
No way. Still playing.
Eliminated all of a sudden. PXX moving in for the third party.
Well, the team
What?
had said at the top of the day, I'm really going to be keeping an eye on. They have the potential to cook. They've got a couple of KP to their name, but now they do also have quite a bit of room on the northwestern side of the zone. They do have VKG directly next to them, but VKG...
Weh, Ubi mana? Tidak ada nih Ubi.
VKG eliminated. We're now in the top 3.
Top 3.
Team that got gifted zone.
Yo, Ubi!
Live here, Easy Flash and crew looking to move in on the action. It is a full...
Ingat gak? Si Kilo, Easy Flash, sama 2C1M. No! Hey, Kilo, stop! Jangan!
Up on the high ground with them at bay, the Crypto Knobgas will give them all the info they'll need.
Kilo trying to get some more light ammo at the moment. Pretty sure it's team Easy Flash it is, stuck underneath here. But it might work in their favor, Q. They might be able to push
Oh shit.
the action
No!
of the team on the bridge. And
Timnya Kilo mati.
Goes down.
Whoa.
Now looking to move in as
Whoa.
well. They just need to play this safe
Winnable.
as PXX
Literally winnable.
are looking to put in some work as well.
Whoa.
This looks like Easy Flash might take game number 1 here. Doom's moving up. It is now a 3v2 situation. Still though, one man standing for Dog Red, trying to get the reset.
Repep dia Jik.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of worried with the delay in pushing up from Team Ubi, but they pushed up at the exact right time. You're gonna pull one from
Chill.
only a solo on the other side. Meanwhile,
Chill.
Three. Now,
Lempar bola aja, Jos.
you just have to make sure
Gak jadi.
you extend. You have to make sure you keep all 3 players standing on their feet and stay coordinated.
Some nice kill
Mantap.
on the down.
Nice end. That's the end.
Team now on the
Winnable,
bridge.
literally winnable.
As a duo, PXX.
Tim yang Muammar nih guys, Let's go. Ada Indonya.
Interesting finish. It does look like Dog Red are gonna try and get this reset.
Oh, shit.
I do not like their chances here.
No, jangan reset please.
It's a tough spot to be in, but I mean, you'll at least spawn with like minimal.
Gak bisa reset. Let's go.
Nothing, I suppose, if you're Dog Red, but you have to make sure that you don't get caught trying to push.
Ayo Kilo lu harus kenain krebernya ke tim yang lain, jangan ke tim bawah.
Drill, absolutely taking away. You'll stay safe for now. Ubi looking to try and make the play up into the high ground.
Shit,
PXX
mereka
is
reset
back to
gitu.
a trio, however.
Oh, no!
Needing to be careful. He does get swung by one of the PXX.
No!
Sudden now, Ubi on the
No!
This is going to be a PXX win, and PXX take game number 1 here of B vs C.
I initially said PXX when they felt
Shit,
the I
man.
was worried 'cause
Gua
they
kira
didn't feel
bakal
like they fight
champion
so
si
low.
Muammar.
Flash's team could potentially pull things off, but able to keep cool, calm, and collect. You reset, you bring yourself back to a trio, and you get across the finish line. 9 KP to their name as well, a 21-point game to start things off for PXX.
Not a bad start
Shit.
here by the
Perkiraan lu legend yang bakal di ban duluan apa?
Pretty happy with that.
Crypto,
Considering that it could have gone
pasti.
south very quickly. They did
Banyak
get a
banget
nice
crypto tadi.
reset. Ubi stopped pushing. Just like that.
Gila, rendang 8 kill, gila.
21-point game. Dog Red sitting second with an 18 point. Yubi with the 16, VK with the 10, and TYK with the 4. We're going to have
Cing,
a
tim
look at
depan
the series overall.
udah dikenokin
and it's
satu
gonna
loh.
be PXX leading the way here after game number 1. We have Dog Red second, Yubi third, VK Gaming fourth, and Rendang rounding out the top 5. And I guess we're going to see
Rendang.
Alter is
Rendang.
going here for game number 1.
Oh, Alter di ban
A
katanya.
couple of teams with neither. Well, I guess technically only one with.
What
neither.
the
Yeah,
heck?
Crypto,
Lob-
off of the board. Can't be say that I'm too surprised at that. However, what I'm going to be keeping my eye on still.
Chan starting off on the front foot. You have Fafa fifth as well with 6, Ronan with 5, Dooms with 4, and X-Bolts with 4. We're going to have a look at the damage leaders, and well, X-Bolts leading the way with 2.5k damage here after game number 1. And
Anjing, si Josh top damage game awal.
that is how the leaderboard looks after the first game. And well,
X-Bolt.
Easy Flash and crew had been gifted zone, and they did pretty good with it as well, Q, in that first game.
Yeah, I was actually worried. I think that was zone 3 when they had to push it. It's like basically the team that was the farthest northeast. They had to push a little bit down in from the high ground. I was worried what the rotate from there was going to look like. But yeah, to be able to still put together a pretty solid game, have to be feeling pretty good there. What's interesting is they were gifted zone. They finished 4th. The team that ended up coming up on top, I had to rotate all the way in from Boardwalk. PXX had to rotate from west to east all the way across the map. So always intriguing to kind of see how those things.
Habis kemarin biasanya ingat terus loh. Saling ingatin kita kan. Itu banyak kesempatan parkirnya.
Iya dong, harus kalau di script kayak kau kalau di script kayak kau
Cek, dengerin lagu sih goblok. Cek iklan pula. Wait a minute. Nah, kisah.
dan juga ada Maggie. Under bridge ya, under bridge.
Gimana kah?
Iya, under bridge. Cuma agak tricky, hati-hati jaga badan. Aing nggak ada baterai. Gampang aja ngentot. Dia EMP deh. Gak bisa nakal sih, Poy.
Ya.
Gitu.
Bisa natskal. Ini gimana ya? Bisa dihajar orang-orang tuh. Oh, Maggie drill anjir. Pesan.
Ya Allah anjing. Kontol.
Ini bridge charge-nya tuh punya si Apis, guys.
Aman. Gak bisa cross sana sih. Maybe. Mana taruh TP.
Udah TP.
Pas lagi.
Sini dia masih baik. Ngapain mana? Masuk lagi.
Oke.
We gonna play over there, I think.
Enggak bisa.
Ganggu banget anjing orang rumah itu.
Anjing. Iklan semua. Nirusang LGS. Nani? Jing, abang-abangan Niru LGS, guys. Ntar, kayaknya gue salah. Oh, ini. Abang-abangan Niru LGS, bro. Buset ya, PP YouTube ternyata campur aduk ya. Iya. Tim Omar gak ada yang live kayaknya.
I'm feeling pretty
Oh,
good.
Masang Ohayo.
Yeah, and I feel like I want to talk about Gen G.
Bolanya
Now,
kenapa
it's
ditahan?
a team that we know loves to play Edge, but in this lobby there is 10 other teams that want
Sistem
to play
ban
Edge.
hero
And as
di
you can
tour ini
see in
apa
that
gimana?
last- as you can
Yang
see-
terbanyak di ban.
and as we can have a look across states.
Yang terbanyak di
You know,
match itu di
wanna
ban.
make sure that you can capitalize when you're gifted a zone, and while for PXX maybe not having to, let's say, rotate down towards Humbert Labs or Old Town, you're still going from Boardwalk over to Electrodam. You're having to, I mean, at least the good news for you, like we did talk about, most of those top dog teams are on the southern side.
Jik,
so
si
maybe
Monari
that
juga
helps
ini gak tuh
to
LGS
your
tuh.
advantage a
Semua orang
little bit,
LGS sih.
but, it was still a lot of ground to cover to be able to take it home with the.
Have a look. That's the game as teams.
We're gonna have a restart.
Oh, we do, yes. Gen G. Not in the lobby. Hopefully he makes his way in, but I don't like the chances there. We will most likely have to go to a BRB screen here, chat, for game number 2, as we are missing Gen G by the look of things. So yes, there is a restart. But once again, I appreciate you guys all being here. Remember, there is a giveaway today in chat. APAC South in chat,
Exclamation point.
Thank you.
Apex South. I
English
got you,
is
big dog.
really not working for me today. I don't know what is going on. I know there is a lot of watch parties out there today as well. If you're watch partying in OCE, if you're watching with Nicewig, or if you are sitting over in Waltzy's stream as well. We appreciate you guys all being here and supporting APAC South. We'll be right back as we get into the second lobby for game number 2.
Woi, mana ini? Kok gua gak bisa komen anjing?
Yeah, I mean, Titan Esports Club, though, they're not going to push into the low ground, so maybe a chance to get a reset, but the question is,
Let's go Ubi.
get out of there. Titan Esports
Rendang and Ubi.
fish and a barrel.
EZ win Ubi. Anjing, si Ronin.
Rendang and Rendang have other plans here with this fight, and they are cooking. If they can clean this up here, get rid of the Newcastle, one more man standing, and Titan Esports most likely getting eliminated. Oh my god, that took way too long. Rendang, get the job done.
Gokil. Asia. Nonton apa di Twitch atau YouTube? Di YouTube. Anjing, QQ.
Down to these final 5 squads with 25 seconds left.
I think BKG take this series. They don't even need the win. I think as long as they get into a top 2, they should be fine. They're trying to
Holy shit, you can do that?
used here as well for QQ just to try and simply push out
Oh, here we go.
a little bit here. Oh, this is gonna be crazy, Stoney.
VKG now holding it down. QQ starting to farm, and just like that, VKG
What?
finished the day on top.
Anjing.
So many shots here. Nades, careful, play right side.
Ada bolongan di rumah gitu.
I'm in the air, it's fine, guys. It's legit good. Just bounce for a bit. Legit bounce. Guys, we kill the team in the race 1 naked. I'm ready to fight them. Yeah, I'm nading. Kill the whole team.
Oh.
One up. Knock, kill.
Oh my god. Limo kun. Iya Anjing, dia blok pintunya, pinter banget si Kiki, bangsat. Bisanya dia mikir gitu ya.
Game number 2 does look like we're about to get underway here. Everyone is hopefully going to be in the lobby. Now, I'm not going to say that anyone has jinxed us having
Fan of Tony.
DCs, but we did not have a
Let's
single
go.
DC last week at all, not once. But there is
Good point.
some an interesting. I don't want to say who jinxed us. Q. I'm not going to say it. I'll say it.
Ooh. 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 Game 2, though, getting ready to drop on in, man. I'm excited for it. I felt like we had a really good game, number 1. I think one thing that I always love is when we very understandably so, like, hype up the big dogs in the yard, and then other people come in and are like, hey, don't forget about us, right? Thinking about the likes of, you know, the team Ubies, you know, came in and able to still really be able to produce.
Iya, digetar sampai
PXX,
kena
who
semua.
I mentioned at the top of the day, getting off to a hot start as well. Let's see if they can carry over that momentum as we now move into game number 2.
Game number 2, not too far.
Gua tuh
away
download
here.
Discord ini. Discord PTB.
Drop down in the ship and we'll go and have a look exactly where we're
Dan
going.
gue bingung
here
tuh
for
Discord
game 2, and
PTB
it does
tuh
look like maybe
gunanya
Gen
buat
G
apa anjing?
won't have to move around the block. They can just stay home this time.
Good news, they won't have to move too much unless
Apak
maybe they
gak bisa
want to be able to
multi-view
play on
gitu
those
aja. Iya.
edges, right? I mean, we know that that's generally what they like to do, but when you are gifted zone, that's when you have to be able to capitalize. PXX also won't have to move too much. Maybe they can go back to backseat here and make sure that this, their second block of the season has nothing but good in their future.
Oh my god,
And it goes
Donut
south,
Street
so
Market.
street market. I mean, do you know what? I'll put money on it that Gen G still rotate all the way around
Oh,
the
they'll
city hall.
counter-rotate for sure.
And most likely
Yeah.
go through Energy Bank here. But for PXX, yes, they will most likely have a pretty easier rotate.
Gila jauh
zone,
banget Ubi
especially heading
Cilembu
south,
anjing.
But they know that they have mama clubs behind them, Q. So
Iya, Apak anak tiri.
and they don't have zone knowledge, but they know that there's a team behind them. So if PXX are feeling confident after that first game, we might see them maybe try and get some early KP here as well.
Honestly, wouldn't be a bad idea against Mama Clubs, a team that I feel like has been very feast or famine. They're either hot or they're not. We didn't see them really do much in game number 1. If you could take an early fight with them, continue to kind of have them question themselves, while you know that next game you're going to be right next to that
Tim Indo
squad
mana
as
aja,
well.
men.
Honestly, I don't
Ubi
mind the
Cilembu,
idea.
tim
You see
Rendang,
that
sama
push
tim
over at
Kakoi.
least for the Evo Harvester gets everybody up to blue, and we'll quickly retreat back with the rest of the squad. I think Control Alt Defeat was looking towards someone. Who is that off in this direction? Black Hole, I think that's on the other side here. There's a couple of teams that are already starting to rotate down towards the southwestern side.
I think it's just teams really trying to rotate towards those Evo half spawns. So, as we know, we'll usually see a lot of teams most likely rotating to the same Evo half spawn. But if that was scrims, we would have seen a team get eliminated for sure. But right now, Weibo Gaming getting into some action here early on with Edward Gaming. It's a 2v1 situation. It does look like they are going to try and get the big stinky man back up here, and Edward Gaming gonna be hoping to get a reset.
Jur,
And
ada
it
ge
does look
reset.
like Weibo will as well. So, as we know, coexisting doesn't exist in Apex South, but they are gonna try and get
My
away.
god.
They will not be able to drag their man JR back. So Weibo, they're gonna stay as a duo here for game number 2.
Holy, dipush.
For now, and looks like a cool
Woo, dipush sama si
a little
Iki.
bit of action in their own right. Live will step
Woo!
right on down. Fight 2 with the alternator.
Let's
and
go, let's
Weibo
go.
Gaming will be the
Kakoi,
first
di
one
bos.
back to the lobby.
So getting eliminated. Very
Adik,
unfortunate.
dikilkisan.
Especially looks like
Boleh-boleh
teams
nih
are
Wipu, guys.
playing very aggressive here on that south side already, Q, for a position in zone. So Weibo trying to do the right thing. They get eliminated first
Nice,
here
nice, nice.
in game 2. Black
Gua
Hole
cuma
now
tahu
looking to
Kisan.
rotate in here as
Lu masa
well.
kagak tahu yang
Next
lain?
to Rendang.
Nah,
So Rendang not
Rendang.
really phased at
Nih,
the
party
moment as
sayur
they're
gua.
rotating through to zone as well. But so far,
Bastian,
so good for
Lahim,
these
Ronin.
teams here.
Nah.
Yeah, generally we
Party
do talk
subuh
about
nih biasanya
Mulai
nih
and
Bastian
E
lama Lahim
district,
nih.
right? Ends up being a little bit more of a slow burn. I know we've seen
Kalau Ronin
3
tuh
or 4
biasanya malam
squads
doang
maybe
gua main
in
sama
the
Ronin.
first ring and drop number 1. That is not typical of a map on E District. Even here in APAC South, where we know the boys love to fight, but we do hang on board with PX.
Awam Apex bang, tahu kisah sekarang anak KCG juga, bener juga.
As they'll continue moving their way down south. It doesn't look like they've really ran into any trouble just quite yet. I'm sure a team that would like to be able to get their first points on the board for game number 2.
BK Gaming setting up. BK Gaming having a 10-point game 1. Not a bad start. They kind of did this last week too, Q, I feel like. They were very quiet but consistent in the games. It's enough talking as Grape Soda. They're going to get eliminated as Team Nah move in and get rid of them. So Grape Soda getting eliminated. That's the second team again. That's 2 games in a row for Grape Soda, and they're going to be going back to the lobby with 0 points heading into game 3.
At least have some time to, I guess, put together a game plan for game number 3. One last chance on E District to put yourself some points on the board before heading into the second half of the day. Team Ubi, as far as for now, they're hanging out and chilling all the way down here at Street Market. They've been able to rotate in. They've got themselves at least a bottom floor for now. I don't know if anybody was able to bring the marshmallows with them, as it does seem like for now they'll just be camping out and maybe making up some s'mores.
Rendang looking over at
Rendang.
VK. Teams are starting to make their way towards that south side of zone. Also like VK Gaming moving in as well, using that altar here.
Oh shit, mau
Now
nge-push nih.
Oh,
Wow!
that's some
Lahim, big nade, big nade, big nade!
Last all the way through these games, Q, and it does look like we have a lot of altars here already in game 2.
Yeah, I wonder if teams are starting to realize that there's a reason that Alter gets banned so quickly in other regions. Ronin turns
Chill,
the corner,
chill, bro,
finds a way to
chill.
put down one, but ends up on the
Anjay,
backside
let's
of their own.
go.
It will be PXX that is eliminated. So the top dogs. game
Mantap.
number
Yang
1
tadi
are
champion
only gonna get
langsung
themselves
eliminate,
a point
guys.
of that here in game 2.
Rendang getting the job done. PXX not going to be
Morga
able to
ada.
go back to back
Muhammad
here,
tim
so
Ubi.
they're going to stay on 21 points as they head into a game 3.
Tumben biasanya yang nge-push terus si Amar gameplaynya. Ya
Ya
gak bisa. Gak bisa nge-push terus. Gila Genji.
Zone. And as I said, Genji most likely just going to rotate around the whole block, and they still haven't even made their way to City Hall yet, and it looks like that's exactly where they're going here.
Gila emang Genji itu aneh banget sih
Genji,
gameplaynya.
as you know, this is their strat. We all know by now. But the other 16, 15 teams, they're all in zone here, Q.
Yeah, other than Black Cole, who has made their way to Blossom Drive, essentially they get to benefit from the fact that
Genji, lihat guys, Genji.
I guess we're going to the capture. Okay, that makes more sense. But still, yeah, the fact that Genji counter-rotated, that Black Hole will still have plenty of space on that western side of the zone as they continue rotating their way on down. Meanwhile, like you mentioned, the other 15 squads, for the most part, jammed into Street Market, Viaduct. I think we saw a couple of teams maybe still on the southern side of Neon Square moving in. So the rest of the real estate, as those latecomers come in, there's not going to be much left.
Control Alt Defeat losing a member here. VK Gaming getting some kills. Bulls Esports right next door to VK as well. It is slow going at the moment here for game number 2. Koi setting up as well, Q, but at the moment, not much really to see, but it does look like VKG may be having enough of Wolves next door with that Q. They're looking in for some action.
You mentioned sharing real estate, not coexisting, not exactly a thing here in the region. Nade getting sent out across the way, and well, QQ will have to fall back. LQ Dud will get back onto their feet. Back to a 3 here for VKG, and that will be the good news. It doesn't look like the pressure has been led off here, however, by Wolves Esports. It does seem, though, that VKG has the advantage in shield, so that's at least the good news for
Kolektor
them.
Epo asli
At
anjing.
least do enough damage to this team at bay.
Sumpah, Genji tuh aneh banget dik, tiba-tiba ada di
Already
zona
in
aja.
street market as well. Considering how far north this team is, it's not a bad rotate here early on. 17 squads still alive. Now playing a Ultra Valkyrie Mad Maggie comp here as well. Game number. We're going catch up with Gen G, and they're nearly in zone chat. It's all right. They're nearly there. Dexter somehow still on blue.
Nah, iya, jadi kok Dexter bisa biru.
Far away from getting in on the action. Right? Edward Gaming as well, very close to VK and Wolves. So a lot of teams around this street market area.
Yeah, and understandably so, anticipating that this is probably going to pull more towards that eastern side of street market. It seems most people are anticipating, or at least by the fact that a lot of teams are shoved into these couple of buildings kind of near that choke. But for EDG, see on the lower floor of their building, I don't think they have anyone on top of them. The breach charge going to be getting sent out there by our
Serius, gameplay misterius.
We have a breach charge on the Hemlock. Still kind of disgusting if you ask me. Now it'll be Mama Tor who will send out the drill.
Anjing namanya Mama
Trying to
Tur.
see if they can find a knock across the way. I think they have one.
Oh,
Lucky
no,
for a
timnya
second
Kilo.
as, Gappa will be hitting the ground.
Beautiful Maggie ball as
gila.
well. Mama Turn now going to be moving in. The Hemlock getting some damage. I don't know if they do get the man through the wall. The Caustic still trying to be aggressive. Zacto now needs to help as well. Kilo holding it down. Ultimate getting one down as well. And it does look like all of a sudden Red have turned the table. And they're going to be able to get a reset here on Gappa.
Anjing reset dong.
Okay,
semuanya reset.
Seen it yet. Mama Clubs will be able to get back to a duo. Can Sacto get not only the bat, but potentially get the rest of their health back as well? They'll fall back, and now we'll look to try and at least set up the fences here from the Watson to be able to give themselves a little bit of space and more room to play safe. Meanwhile, Fizz6 Gaming over on this eastern side of the zone, we had said how they have been having some pretty solid scrim results, looking to try and translate that over to a pro day. They've got themselves triple purple, and they've got themselves a little bit of room, looking to find themselves their first KP here as well.
Fizz6 being aggressive now, going to swing that corner. R99 in the hand of Avisan. He will get down Raza, so control alt defeat on the back foot once
Anjing,
again.
Avisan
Doesn't
gitu.
like Josh, Psycho now
Avisan
needs to be
siapanya
careful. He's
Mendosan.
gonna rotate away.
Siapi by the way
Not a
orang
bad
Indo ya.
play here, but it does look like Fizz6 might keep the foot on the pedal and move in as well. A lot of teams now starting to
Siapi
get
by the way
into
orang
some
Indo, guys.
action. The team that we knew weren't gonna
Wait,
take
Genji.
long to get into action is
What?
down goes
Yeah!
down goes two.
Genji!
This is what I was talking about with Genji rotating on the edge
Oh
for
no.
a little too long and getting caught in between all the rest of the teams that are playing edge as
Gila,
well.
Genji main Edge tetap kalah.
I wonder if that was a Val call
Bingung
that they
mereka
were
pas ini
trying to
pasti,
reposition
yakin
off.
gua.
Remember last time we were on board with them, they were on the northern side of the zone, so to be able to land down where they were, I can't help but think that they thought they were landing maybe on like a solo that ends up kind of like being like a little fake for two other players to jump out and kind of jump.
Wait,
on them.
Lahim kun.
For Gen G, they're going to be
Anjing, anjing Lahim.
their north to try and hold
Bikin
off
deg-degan,
some of
goblok.
these squads, and they'll at least be able to find themselves in this next ring for now.
Control alt
Oh,
defeat getting
mantap,
eliminated.
Bas.
It does look
Gila,
like we
boleh-boleh
have
nih si Bas nih.
Esports in God's
Ngerti
play
dia.
HQ, so this
Harus ada
might
di mana.
pull a little bit on the east side
The best
of
emang.
street market.
Party sayur.
Haven't seen this pool for a hot minute, to be honest. 2C1M team that just got rid of.
Berarti semuanya masih hidup.
Genji.
Timnya Muammar masih
Try and
hidup.
find their
Tim
way into zone here as
Ubi
well.
Cilembu.
15 squads still
Terus
standing
timnya
around
si
four.
Bas,
Getting a little bit
tim Rendang,
contested
sama
around these areas.
tim
Yeah, especially when you look like to the west side. teams
Kakoy
that are
udah. Oh,
in the
Kakoy masih
middle
ada.
of the
Kakoy masih
street
ada.
market. There are a
Let's
few teams
go.
that are
Semuanya masih ada.
towards Na and Ubi who will be able to look their way as well.
Genji
And,
harus
man,
join
we
rank
look where
dulu
this
bareng
zone
Mendosan
is
baru
going.
jago.
This zone closes in with a next
Mane
one is
jago.
going to get incredibly
Tapi sumpah dulu gua main sama
chaotic.
Asia sama
This is
Soyo
like
loh, guys.
a black hole. Not only are you going to have to find some room just a little
Gila
bit
tapi
to
dia
east
improve-nya
for this next zone, but then going to have to
4 kali
continue
lipat
pulling
dari
your way
gua.
towards that northeast from there. Black Hole was
Gua dulu yang ngajarin kayak let's go, ikut-ikut, let's play gitu. Atau enggak play here, play di mana kayak gitu. Waktu sama Soyo. Anjing, sekarang dia jadi pro player. Buat si Soyo juga jadi pro player.
Not a bad idea. As Black Hole trying to hold the height as well. It looks like easy.
Kapan lu bisa daftarnya tuh? Kalau mau ikut ALGS, daftarnya harus seminggu sebelum ALGS-nya main. Seminggu atau 2 minggu. Oh shit! Gak ketahuan.
Here's Six Gaming. They've got other plans if they can find this solo. Oh, I think they're just climbing over him at the moment.
Api goblok itu solo di bawah.
I'm sure hearing the footsteps, feeling somewhat safe for now as the Watson force having to play
si Api
as a solo. We mentioned earlier Mama Club lost.
Yang bocah Thailand temen lu namanya siapa? Si Kilmete. Kalau Kilmete kagak tahu di mana dia. Kagak lolos kalau gak salah kemarin. Jadi pro league. Enggak bayar. Anjing si top 1 ini.
DCG now getting in on some action. We now all of a sudden have 13 squads left standing. Black Hole realize it's a duo inside. Is Six Gaming getting eliminated as well by
banyak pakai Watson iya, karena Krito udah hilang. Krito udah di ban. Tapi gak tahu sih, kayaknya Alter next di ban guys. Alter.
A couple of duo teams out here, 2C1M as a solo as well. Go and have a look at Dog Red as they're trying to stay alive here as they move in.
Oh shit. Nice. Ini si Penny. Lu ngapain lempar bom di luar? Let's go. Mantap. Beres, untung ada Wibu. Mantap ya. Aduh, ini rendang. Aduh. Rendang terbantai pula.
Back onto their feet. DK has already rotated in towards this zone, and the Watson will at least allow for them to lock down this stairway if anyone.
Lempar bom, musuhnya ngepick. Lemparnya terus. PKG tapi posisinya.
Just going to have to try and hold it down for now. Edward Gaming on the high, so Edward Gaming most likely.
Buset, kemana aja lu Kapa?
VK area. This is where it gets a little bit interesting. The stages that we are at now, as we can see,
Gila.
with the Nemesis nearly getting the.
By the way, hari ini gua ada turnamen juga ya.
Getting eliminated as well.
Pakai Mad Maggie apa hari ini?
DCG still alive here in the trenches also.
ROI, but
Ubi Cilembu, let's go bro. Muhammad masih hidup guys.
Solid performance in map number 1. Looking to see if they can at minimum secure themselves a top 5.
Oh, gua belum tahu guys. Oh shit. Aduh, Kakoi eliminated.
Edward Gaming now, they're actually in a pretty good spot. They can stay up here for as long as they want in this zone. Obviously round 6 will be the different story, but with VKG underneath, I think the safest part right now is to stay where they are. But it does look like a team Wolves Esports have a different idea. This is our spot as they now hold the height with Kraber in hand as well. Now if they can somehow getting a reset here on their member, Wolves Esports in a pretty good spot.
No, X-Bolt. No, Ubi Cilembu. Dead sama ini dong. Udah, Indo Pride kita sudah musnah guys.
Does look like they did get a Kraber shot and then the R9 beams as well. So it is now down to our final 4 squads. Looking to try and stay alive here as there's teams everywhere.
Jelas si Valkyrie Caustic Newcastle masih dipakai anjing sama mereka nih. Nggak pakai meta anjing mereka. All Indo berarti cuma 3 guys, 3 tim. Kakoi, Ubi Cilembu sama Rendang. Besok RRQ.
Yeah, 3 of these 4 squads are on that
Oh,
western
shit.
side that you were talking about, which does give VKG all sorts of
Oh,
room.
anjing,
Black Hole trying to
posisinya.
stay alive. Gonna be a solo, and on the high ground at least, so we'll be able to, well, I thought maybe potentially be able to play out of mine, but I do believe that is VKG that has decided to put their name into the mix here. They're gonna full send on in. I think they've realized that these last couple of teams that are left,
menang
none of
sini.
them are a full
Nggak tahu deh.
3, and
Itu yang naik Valkyrie ult bertiga itu.
VKG now just needing to hold it down. The Valkyrie team landing. We can see the nades coming out from QQ as well. Can VKG take the game to victory? They need to be careful. They know there's a team still on their left side. It does look like maybe they're going to be
Pakai Q sih,
aggressive
pakai
here. They
Q.
did get a couple of good cracks with those nades, but all of a sudden it slows down.
Oh
And the
no,
Kraber
VKG
in the
dead.
hand of
Gila ini
Shayla
dwarfsnya
White
nyebelin
finish
banget
for
demi apa?
DCG. They get down LQ dud, and all of a sudden it's a 2v2v2. Luisan now looking to swing the corner.
No, masa VKG menang?
Trying to stay alive. Can he get the shield swap? Nah, down to a duo. VK Gaming now. Also a duo. QQ though still standing, and this could be VKG's game.
Ah, udah dah GG nih VKG menang nih anjing.
Trying to keep the pressure on. They know there's only one man I think left
Wah,
standing.
nggak jadi.
Is that the Newcastle not going
1v1 kah?
But QQ just finishes it easy.
Kok malah VKG yang menang?
Point for Rez is when you have the Newcastle, why would you not, right? You pointed it out, you've got the high ground,
Huh?
but instead you give it over to VKG,
Konnichiwa.
who take the game. I mean, VK Gaming,
Ya,
you
saya
mentioned the
Konnichiwa.
consistency we've seen from this squad, maybe given a little bit of a break here. I thought when Na swung,
Oh,
and we
VKG yang
saw them
menang.
land with that Valkyrie ult. Basically, they put VK Gaming in
Anjing,
between them and
VKG
DCG.
QQ,
We
bro.
saw DCG get the first knock. I thought that was going to be the end of VK Gaming, but somehow the
Gue mau lihat dah tadi si Iki mati kenapa? Sama si Bas cek. POD cek. Hehe. Si Asia gimana tadi matinya deh guys? Kiểu apa?
นั่งตั้งมองไป9นึกว่ามึงทำอะไรตอนที่มันยิงมาแค่10อ่ะกูยิงไป99ไปคิดว่าแล้วนะมันเดินหลับตรงนี้กอกแตกแบบไปเอาผู้จบไปเอาผู้ได้ยินเสียงแล้วถึงตัวแล้วเฮียกูไม่ทันนี้อยู่ข้างล่างอยู่ตัวรอเป็นข้างหลังมันเลย
Anjing nggak ngomong apa-apa. Si Bas gimana si Bas?
Right grenade.
Ngelut aja terus. Kapan perangnya? Nah, gituin guys.
I'm on high guys. Can we play high? Take ball. On me. Outer low. Take it. Outer me. One. Outer him. Nice. Outer. Yeah. I'm rushing. Look him. Just look him. Don't so armor. Just look. Take this. Play my side, guys. Dia crystal udah, ini circle already. Careful, penit.
Si Bas jarang nge-key alter ya anjing.
Oh, behind us.
Nah, baru nge-key.
I'm not. Run away.
Akan lagi sih. Beneran juga.
Tengok third party.
Ada Pak Adi.
Ya.
Mana yang ini?
Rumah kosong. Kiri kosong. Kiri dari atas, kiri dari atas.
Oke.
Oh my god.
Ada.
Picture-nya bukan yang kibas.
Gimana?
Oh shit. Shit, man. Bisa gitu. Emang Maggie Drill tuh nyebelin banget ya. Maggie Drill. Kenapa Jinji gak mau pakai alter dah? Bukan gameplay mereka kali alter tuh.
Di sini dah.
Fokus sini cek. Fokus sini. Come to me.
Play slow apa? Save place di mana dah? Save place di mana dah?
Kanan sini. Kawin. Here. We play here.
Ada acceleran lagi.
Ada orang. Ada orang.
Kita harus majuin sih. Play.
Kiri dekat.
Lu terus
We have to fight left.
ngelihat ini kali ya, nyari akseleran.
Saling. Dia nggak punya itu kayaknya.
Angga ada jen ya.
Ya. Alter kiri.
Nice.
Bagi tekan kan. Bagi tekan.
Siap.
Nggak bisa ini.
Tekanan jauh banget anjing.
Terus lihat kiri sih
Bang
tadi.
Gibalnya kontol nih Gibalnya. Komentar aja. Enggak ada itu ya. Sekarang enggak ada jen ya kita ya.
Nggak ada jen nih.
Enggak ada ultimate aja.
Mencari ultimate akseleran susah ya.
Perang kiri enggak sih, coy?
Tadi
Was raising that mark.
Have been
Olympus. It could happen. But we are very close to getting into game number 3 here. Hopefully.
Ayo, game 3. Ini ada challenger circuit juga loh di Jepang loh.
取ってますかね、37ポイントで一気に巻き返してきました。で、5位が、リザルトザウルス35、ペンギン。まだ3部隊でも結構残ってたぞ。耐えているレック。でもまだ、フランここで、ね、しっかりとバルバードにしましょう。あ、15かな。
Ini mah caca Jepang anjing. Tapi asli karakter di ini game masih dikit ya pertimbang sama umur gamenya. Iya sih, ya dibilang dikit sih. Ya lumayan dikit. Emang mau sebanyak apa anjir karakter Battle Royale?
I remember once waking up, I was like, this has got to be the second block. And they're like, no, this is game 5 of the first block. Dog. Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, that was a long day. It was like 2 blocks. I think it was nearly 10 hours of streaming. So
Yeah.
it was a big day here, and it does look like we might have another DC. But we'll wait and see. We'll actually go and have a look at the POI draft before we go into this next game and see how we're looking for
Hey, nama-san, usap.
the game. As we know, you
Dota
should all know
kali.
everyone is landing by now.
Iya,
but
Dota kali.
VKG on that east side, getting that very close by to him, but what I'm impressed about with VK Gaming's
Gila ini Ubi Cilembu
game, that last game,
pakai
Humber
AI
Labs got
anjing
thrown straight
kayaknya.
away. They rotated straight
Rendang pun gini anjing.
over to where Street Market is Q and just locked it up instantly.
Yeah, I feel like we have
Wah.
been seeing. Oh no, it's easy flash. I couldn't get in. Tough. I feel like we've been seeing, at least as far as on the day, that the recipe to success is landing on the same, whether it's north side or south.
The opposite game number.
Piringnya sama asli.
Sports.
Iya kayak dari restoran yang sama deh itu.
We got to remember as well, a lot of these players do play in places where sometimes we have not the best advantage with connection to lobbies, but that is okay. getting into game number 3. But chat, we'll be right back with some more action just around the corner. We'll see you right here for some more Apex Legends.
Non-stepsis!
He's just pulled that off. How is that possible? I think he goes down anyway as there is a third party coming
Oh
in.
my god, that boy tree cleaner. Cleaning out the lobby, not only some trees. That was crazy, well played. How far are they gonna see you? That's gross.
I don't know if there's a tree
Sambil login kali ya, login Apex.
Very well just then. Biz 6 Gaming gonna hold the height, and we have
Such a
now
stupid
down to
comm, I love that
17
so
squads
much.
left. Have a look at
Oh, they have nice little graphics here too. I fuck with this.
we have another third party with JD Gaming. If I have to say another
Nyewa
J,
instalator
DG,
handal dari
Gen
grup
G,
Sunda
or
walu.
something, they might freak out.
Well, 5 years and Source are going to get pinched and go out of that fight. So JD Gaming are going to go for a bit of a reset. But Gen G, they're so...
Asia's so good, bro. Gen G is just disgusting. This team is really so fucking talented. I hope they never ever split up. Like,
Look at that shot control there by
bro,
AJ.
that's an M&K player, bro. That's an M&K player.
G versus 5 fierce
Jesus Christmas.
Game number 2 and AJ.
Rendang kalau misalnya Inggrisnya siapa yang luar?
Talented, man.
Si Roninnya sering ngomong bahasa Inggris.
Top 3 mechanics in the world. He has to be. Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so happy that no one is downloading NBA
Ajik.
2K in my house again. My stream will not drop.
Baru pertama kali.
Oh man, that was funny.
寝て起きても順位が落ちないの初めて。
Looks like at
普
the
通に。
moment, it looks like we got a little bit of Cedo action.
やっぱ VK 強い。そう、VK は強いね、マジで。今のさっきね、なんで勝ったかわかんねえ。
Please go slug the Battlegrounds OCE too. If one of my mods can spam their link in the chat, be great.
Show
love, man. The cat.
Sudah main, sudah main. Mau Hajimatta mitai. Udah main nih, udah bulan nih tuh. Lahim, let's go. Trios, 19 squad, let's go. Mau Hajimatta kana? Mau Hajimatta mitai.
Cheer from Rendang, and Rendang have other
Oh,
this fight, and they are
Rendang, Rendang.
get rid of the Newcastle one more.
Mau Hajimatta kara misasero. Berapa menit delay sih? 18 squads. Rendang.
All right, we're back. Game number 3. Looks like we are about to get
Yes.
underway here as teams are about to get in and
Toilet.
their legends.
Toilet ikitai na. Toilet ya, bentar ya.
We have had pretty good luck here throughout the last 2 weeks with some pretty good games. And I tell you what, Q, there wouldn't be a better story of APAC South other than VKG being back for APAC South. After the split 2 that they had, no QQ, had a horrible champs. And that's politely because they really did not have a very good champs at all. But they have obviously been working very hard on this off season. And the VKG that we all know and love are definitely back here for APAC South.
Yeah, the team who, EWC champs seem to be getting back into their form, if not already there, and maybe even finding ways to improve a little bit beyond that point. As we do get ready to drop, though, in for map number 3. Where are we off to? Where will we go? Nobody knows. We've had a more northeastern zone, a more southwestern zone. Looks like potentially heading down to the southeast here, and that could potentially mean that VK Gaming, our lobby leaders, gifted a zone for our last drop on E District, which would be a little insane.
That's interesting. We haven't had an energy bank zone since they've updated E District not getting energy bank zones anymore. So that's been great. But we might get one here for game number 3. No, we're not. We're going to stadium, which is good. TYK in a good spot here for game number 3.
TYK was a team that you had mentioned, looking to keep an eye on, and we'll see what they can do. Gifted a zone here in game number 3. We'll sit on board with our game number 2 winners from VKG. You had mentioned QQ back and seemed to be playing as good as they ever have. We were kind of curious what team compositions were going to look like with now Alter taken off the board. It looks like they're going to settle for the rotations through the Wraith there.
Okay, Gaming, very close to zone. 2C1M also very close to them as well. As we know, VKG haven't really been looking to fight 2C1M, even though they know that they're behind them. It looks like VKG obviously getting gifted map room and the zone knowledge as well here in this POY. So they're just going to rotate straight to where zone is here and set up with that Watson again here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they did opt this time around to maybe potentially turn around and at least clean their back or clear their backside of 2C1M, but it does look like the call is rotating to zone. I was going to point out for VKG earlier when you had mentioned how they were able to rotate in towards their position in game number 2 from ring number 2, despite the fact they land on the other side of the map. This is a team that I feel like has started to settle down where in the past, maybe VKG had been seen as a little bit more frag-heavy squad. They're now starting to settle down to more of that play style that's required at the international level. So I think when you can practice that regionally, you don't get bad habits. That has them even more prepared for when we get to land.
TYK overlooking Kakoi here. 20 squads still standing. You can see TYK just trying to play it slow. Beautiful 30-30 shots. And I feel like that's the scary thing about these breakable windows, and especially in the little buildings that are
nanti IWC langsung.
Stadium, very hard to hold.
8 tim teratas.
It can be a little bit of a pain, but I mean, it's at least better than some of the, I guess,
Run
other options you have trying to use simply playing behind walls and things like that. So you take what you can get. PXX was our squad that did take game number 1, a team that had a, I don't want to say quiet week number 1, because they were able to pick themselves up some points. I mean, 11 points. I mean, they were able to at least finish in the middle of the pack, but a team that showed their capability in that first map of the day. See if they can still round out E District here with a bang.
Yeah, XX not having a good game too. It does look like they're very close to QWQ here. Now Woozy needs to make sure he doesn't have a Woozy of a game. He does go down though. All of a sudden, XD going to swing this corner, and
Holy
the best
jeez, bro.
thing
Maggie
about
Ball,
this queue,
emang
there is
disgusting.
No Alter to be dragging players or teams
Di
away.
sini
They
gak ada tim
can run
Jepang.
this down
Gak ada lah.
and
Beda
chase
region.
down QWQ. But as I say that, it looks like maybe Rafe and Caustic a little bit faster than I thought.
Run time.
Yeah, one thing that I was going to point out, they won't know it, but we get the benefit of knowing the zone information and them being able to watch them. They can chase them down because there's really nobody else on that northern side. Meanwhile, it's Black Hole who's also trying to lock down one of these buildings and try and see what exactly the lay of the land looks like around them. It actually looks like them and their teammates kind of playing a little bit spread out there. I want to make sure that they don't get caught out here, because if Dur gets found on this this top side, especially say someone rotates in with a Valkyrie, you lose one and you're in a real tough spot.
It's a bit of a what are you doing, Dur? But
yeah,
he's kind of moved back to his team here for game number 3. It does look like he's going to rotate with his squad and rotate more towards the stadium side of things here. And well, evac coming down, not much action really happening. It does look like though Wolves Esports Q down to a solo.
Tough spot, only one, no banners recovered yet either. Just simply trying to see where exactly is safe to make sure that they're good to tuck into a little corner. I mean, I guess at least the good news for you, if you're Wen, you can use the Valkyrie to try and pull off and at least find somewhere else to tuck into, but they do have quite a bit of a ways to find up towards stadium if they are going to want to be able to at least make a play in this next zone. There it is. They're going to rip it, take it to the sky, and we'll see what they find from here.
His 6 gaming now in a little bit of trouble. Rendang very close by. It does look like PXX, so they were still chasing. So that's interesting. It does look like Gen G. They're going to fight early on here. Dexter, oh my god. 1 man, no 2 mans left standing. It does look like he's going to get 1 more down. Sakto goes down as well. He's going to get this shield swap. Dexter, if there's anyone on this team that can do it left standing, if it wasn't Asia, it is Dexter. The Valkyrie now looking to try and swing as well, but oh my god, Dexter sitting Mama Club down here.
Holy shit!
That was disgusting.
Holy shit, bro! Dexter. Nggak streaming kah si Dexter nih? Let's go, guys! Gokil.
Get the reset here as well. Play starts to really kick in.
Gen G be pretty happy with that. That's their first fight win of today, Q. So on game number 3, Grape Soda, one team that has been dying around the 19-18 team mark, trying to stay alive here as a duo, as it looks like they have lost low-key as well. Closest team to them, VK Gaming. Kind of scary, right? The team that is probably the most consistent right now as well.
I feel like VK Gaming have a pretty decent read on where this is going. Currently, there is about half the lobby that has already moved up towards stadium, or in particular, the sort of city limits of the stadium on this northeastern side of where this is heading. VK Gaming on that more southeastern building, so they will be able to catch potential late rotators in of the likes of Black Hole, which will be moving in here shortly, or maybe even Dog Red if they rotate in truly from the depths of stadium itself. So VK Gaming in a spot where they're not necessarily with the rest of the pack, where like say TYK is in the depths of the city, so they do have that safety while they will be able to be comfortable taking fights.
Team squad still standing.
Siapa aja yang main? Si Kisan. Nih, Kisan nih baru. Dia bang. Timnya Kisan, Kakoy. Timnya si Party Sayur.
Looking to be aggressive.
Lahim
here.
Bastian Ronin.
The Q coming out as well. The Maggie Ball's going to be coming out. They're going to move in on this action.
Sama partian si Easy Flash Kit.
The Wraith Portal does come out. Rosie goes down, and all of a sudden QWQ, they're stuck as a solo, and I do not like their chances at all here with PXX.
Gila, dimakan terus tuh guys.
Knock on the door stack, and they're really wanting to push on in, and there it is. QWQ will officially be eliminated. Of course, PXX will still need to continue rotating down south, as they are just on the opposite side of the choke. They're in height. I don't think there's anybody in Uptown, so as far as the rotate in should be pretty clear, but there will be a couple of squads around the other side of the likes. Like Fizz 6, where you can see they're looking at
Gila, masih armor putih anjir orang-orang.
Look towards that choke towards the north as well.
Let's go and have a look at the map. See where teams are. Yes, Gen G are on the edge of zone.
Only one team out.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. But it does look like they are moving into zone at the moment. Dog Red trying to stay alive here in stadium. Wolves down to a solo once again. Not been the best start for Team Wolves since game 1, as they are kind of struggling here early on Q.
And Weibo is looking to enter their name into the mix. They're going to go on to the hunt. One will be removed, but
Bastian, yeah, betul.
Wolves will still be left alive. When will be a solo? The question is, can they stay away from everybody else? It looks like another squad is pulled up here, though, onto Weibo Gaming, as now Bolin will look to try and find some safety. It's Dog Red who has put themselves into the mix here. Weibo will see Bolin down, and now they're left to a 2-0.
Weibo now, JR looking to move in. Bolin and 3MZ left standing for their crew. It does look like JR's maybe going to try and play for the res. Wasn't able to. You might see JR played pretty aggressive here as well, but he does get rid of Kilo as it looks like Dog Red stuck as a solo.
As is tough here too. Fafa Feet, the last one left
Oi.
alive. Meanwhile, actually
Bang Pei.
in this city,
Udah lanin, Dok. Belum.
just a little bit to the northeast, Kukoi. You can see all sorts of those pylons around for the Buat.
Nih kalau misalnya bagus spotnya Fei bisa apa namanya bisa banyak dapat kill karena banyak banget orang yang bakal mau masuk rotasi lewat sono dulu yang lewat heights itu heights. Genji sengaja main luar buat fight aman ya. Iya, Genji itu telat rotate menurut gua ya. Yang gua lihat tuh mereka tuh ngumpulin Evo Cash sampai armornya ungu baru mereka fight ke dalam. Di saat semua orang cepet banget masuk ke zona, cuman Genji doang yang main di luar zona.
Yeah, I mean, other than these couple of buildings that are on this northeastern side, because I think it is going to continue pulling this way, there's not too much, right? And even when you are
Wait,
in
what?
those
No one
buildings,
here?
you had mentioned earlier those breakable windows make it a little bit harder to lock down. Tom Young Kung was a team that you had mentioned at the top of the day to see maybe keeping an eye on. They've got a couple of KP to their name thus far here in game number 3. Let's see just how spicy this soup can be.
Black hole. Overlooking teams as they're rotating in some beautiful
Hemlock sih ya guys ya,
shots.
Hemlock.
But XX FPS maybe looking to be a little aggressive here. The Syracuse coming out. DCG just trying to stay alive here. Stuck on blue shields. Black hole all on purples. Now this is a fight. If you're Black hole, you feel pretty confident in taking, but also got to realize, do you want to give up Godspot here for a couple of KP? It does look like they're going to move back to their house. And it all slows down once again. PXX now down to a duo. As we know, coexisting in houses in APAC South is not a thing as well. Only one person can rent this place. Not enough money for everyone, as we can see. Sato trying to get some KP, but are they going to take that Q? No, they're going to be a little bit more smarter here. Q.
I mean, they know that they are going to have to move from this building. Matter of fact, there's going to be a mass exodus from this city just outside of stadium.
Shit.
Have
Gila masih 17 tim, weh. Mada Juna na butai sugo ne. Gila guys, ring 4 17 tim, cowok. Apex P ini si Faye sih. Iya, si Faye. Yang suka di rage bait sama kita. Sebenarnya maaf ya Pe ya. Kan bercanda, kan bercanda. Tim ini berapa? Muammar sama si Easy Place itu sama si Doom MVP sama si Josh. Si Api sama Josh. Ada 3 tim sekarang. Makanya nih gua nonton. Kalau satu tim doang ngapain nonton?
There were a lot of teams that were like that were essentially mirroring their rotate, which made a little bit tougher for them to be able to find a safe spot. Waymo Gaming does still have themselves 3 here at this point. Bolin trying to lead the way, left retreat back to safety. Can they stay on their feet? And for now, the answer is yes.
Genji now also making their way into zone. This is their first round 4 they've seen in the first 3 games. So 16 squads still standing. Do have a lot of teams out here as well. We'll go and have a look at this zone and look at all these teams trying to get their way in. As you can see, Weibo Gaming, they know that there's teams on this edge that need to make their way into
Enggak sama Tim Mango. Tim Mango udah bubar. Kan si film keluar. Ke energi dia.
Krabby Patty, what you gonna do with it? That's the question. Grape Soda will fall here. It does also look like this 6, will end up taking Genji out.
Oh my god, VKG.
Looking to retreat on back. QQ, the last one left alive here for VKG, will be able to hit the bat. Tom Young Kung trying to stay alive on their feet as it will be 3 of them still kind of stuck back behind the
Gila,
drill.
kalau misalnya VKG bisa aja bertahan. Tinggal sisa si QQ doang tadi. Bang mau nanya, Mane kenapa gak ikut ALGS? Mane kan jago banget. Bukan passion gua, guys. Bukan passion gua ALGS. Gila, masih 13 tim. Zona sekecil ini masih setengah tim lebih.
Boland looking to try and just skew away to a safe position here. The Phys6 Gaming also getting eliminated here early on as well. 12 squads still standing.
Nih orang pakai warit lincah kali ya anjing.
Gotta give Boland the credit for the movement, able to stay alive as you do see Edward Gaming going out the top right-hand corner, getting close to that top 10, officially there with Black Hole. Now
si Jackie Chan balik lagi.
Everyone on the hunt as real estate continues to dwindle away. Now with about 5 KP to their name, continuing to stay on their feet and looking to try and secure a top 5.
But they're gonna try and portal out of this air. What is he doing? He kind of just let it go. TYK gonna get rid of Weibo Gaming. We are now down to our final 7 squads. As you can see, Kikoi trying to hold zone. R9 in the hand of
Whoa!
It is all up to BC.
No, Ubi lawan V. Ya. Indo lawan Indo, anjing.
Need to be careful. TYK, we are all of a sudden down to 6 squads. 2C1M Kikoi, and you wouldn't believe it. VK Gaming.
Iki ngewan klip siapa tadi, Cok?
As well in the final stages of this game.
Holy shit.
They have a respawn beacon. Are they going to be able to play around it is the question. Our game number 1 winners, PXX, are all left to their wraith as they are trying to get back.
Yang jago dia guys, tim negara mana, Dok? Untuk sekarang nggak ada jago-jagoan sih, semuanya jago. Kalau di Pro League, cuman yang konsisten paling Aurora.
That's actually a joke.
Dari Europe.
The fact that QQ did all that and they are still now alive and they get the man back.
PKG reset serius.
Team starting to
Anjing Wipu.
TYK, they need to be careful.
Wipu nge-kill.
In the hand as well of Ill Slick. Arcstars coming out as well. They know that the pressure is coming from the height. They need to hit some shots here. They don't like pulling the saber out. It feels
nice
like
play.
It's just a favorite gun.
Push terus.
If they can get a sneaky little Kraber hit, that might change the fight. But it is Kikoi keeping the pressure on here with the final 5 squads.
Anjing, PKG nge-TP Kakoi. Aduh, bertahan hidup, anjing si Baywati tidak. Anjing itu PKG nge-TP tim si V, kasihan anjing. Gagal champion gara-gara PKG, anjing.
What sort of black magic 174 was able to whip out, but now they've got high ground.
No, Kakoi keempat.
Win 2 of 3 here on E-District.
Everyone was talking about Weibo and about JR, about how good JR was for XMY, but XD, who was on XMY, said, hey, what about me, chat? 9 kills, 2.4k damage, looking to try and finish off this game 3 with another victory on the board. Beautiful R9 shots coming down. There's only one more man, I think, for each team. And PXX are going to move into Olympus with the front foot on the pedal. One man left standing. Finish it for me. PXX take game number 3.
PXX lagi.
After E-District here for B versus C.
Who would have thought PXX, a team that was middle of the package in day number 1, they're at 49 points after just 3 games, Stoney. They have won 2 of 3, and you mentioned fragging out of their mind here in
Minta
game
standar
number
seru
3.
sense saja.
Absolutely turned up the heat.
Wait,
Man.
kita harus cek dulu tadi POV Iki nge-one clip siapa? The best anjing.
Saatnya apa Ki? GB Castle, let's go.
Kesel po. Ya. Depan.
Mana ya?
Itu sendiri dong ya.
Sampai Ki.
Enggak.
Udah chill.
Ya,
Kiri kah? Kiri kah? Ya.
sana dua please.
Fokus ya.
Dia fokus. Ada di belakang mana?
Ada yang di sini ya. No. Siap, man.
Ya.
Dia bisa main atap.
Satu orang tetap.
Paling dah.
Bang. Aduh.
Ya.
Kami.
Jangan. Langsung.
Buka.
Nice, mati dah.
Kam. Tank masuk.
Cari mobil. Kalian bisa kebiasaan ini.
Take one swap.
Duanya.
Nanti itu ya, nanti.
Ya, abe.
Kami.
Pesa.
Ayo. Cek. Olio.
Kebipo. Siapa sih? Dia depan nih. Beda tim nih. Siapa sih kiri. Kebipo. Nice.
Olio po. Olio. It's okay. You good. Satu solo po. Mana bunuh maginya? Oke? Nanti bunuh iya, kiri. Di kiri. Cil. Jokong. Kiri kau.
No, adik coba apa?
Ente. Good job.
Nice call.
It's okay, guys. It's okay. Don't stress.
Belakang aing tiba-tiba ada rame
Walk up
anjing.
ya, PKG ya. But we kill them, guys. It's okay, guys. Good job. I'm sorry, Ki. Tadi aing lupa. Aing nge-break.
Iya.
Apa?
Ya, kalian bisa pick ke atas tadi. Yang
Iya,
bilang
terus
kan yang pas
Pu,
beres-beres.
Kiri, Pu, baju, Pu, kiri baju. Sini, Pu.
Mati dorang itu anjing.
Pedas. Cek yang lain. Oh ini. Tadi abang kita tuh mati kenapa nih?
Itu kemana ada satu im? Cewek player, no? It's good. Yes.
Blok ini kan.
Ini bagus. We can get fuck here. We need to go. I think we need to go, guys. I think we need to go here. Come after back. Come here. Come in. We take party behind, okay? Play me for now.
Kenapa bahasa Inggris semua? Lu tuh orang Indo. Full team. Tuh, lihat bilang Jack aja Jack. Tunggu Jack.
Put the gas. Come here, Aaron. Play back. Play me, guys. Play me, Aaron. Kamera. Speaking.
Di gua aja.
Sini. Omi. Give me now. Tarik sana ya.
Balik lagi.
Abang Gani asli. Oh ini di kill sama anak gue. Iya.
Bro.
Nggak tahu sih. Emang iya ya di kill sama kakak ya ini ya? Aji kena bola goblok.
Anjing, that's so good though.
Bangke lah kalau nggak
Besok
di
5 bas, dikit lagi bas,
lagi nih Asolo tinggal lagi tadi yang Porto Kaku 3 uratnya.
Ada netkon.
Anjing.
Gila.
Bisa.
Aduh gak ada yang streaming lagi anak ini anak Ubi gak ada streaming cok. Cara ngelihat mereka udah main atau belum, ngelihatnya dari friend list. Kalau misalnya mereka udah main berarti kita bisa balik lagi. Oke, mereka udah main. Let's go. Iki. Oke, udah 2 menit ya. Oh, delaynya 5 menit kayaknya deh. 4 atau 5 menit deh. Kalau misalnya nonton di caster nih. Kalau misalnya di mereka streaming itu 10 menit gitu ya. Licik. Gampang lah tuh tinggal nonton gini tuh guys. Soalnya semuanya main. Tuh main Doom. Tuh pada main semuanya tuh player ke. Loki, Lahim. Siapa lagi nih? Udah main. Let's go back. Iya deh, kayaknya delaynya 3 menit itulah. 5 menit deh maksudnya kalau misalnya di caster nih. Wait, si Walji nontonin ini anjing.
所以我就想，当时我也没给你们报人在哪儿，我觉得呢能打我就直接去打了。
你得报一下，我这有人，然后叫我们一起去做，不要自己去做。
จะได้ไม่ต้องแบบว่าเราพอทุกคนก็น่าจะมีคิบบี้หมดนะเกมเนี้ย
Gak ngerti ajik bahasa Thailand. Ini pula bahasa Inggris semua, Cuk.
Parkiran, we just fight that shit.
Ya. Nah itu tadi. Di lah kan. Gak fight di.
Komsnya mahal.
Kapan kita dapat 3 kill, Jack? Aku dapat 2 kill.
Komsnya mahal banget.
Dari mana kita dapat 2 kill?
Inggris semua.
Oh yang tadi yang portal
Kita komen gitu guys.
Oh enggak ke end ya, ke end ya.
His team is dead.
Komsnya mahal bang. Inggris semua bang.
Bisa gitu kan.
Siki. Oh ini udah mau main. Olympus. WNA. Bar iklan. Anjing lah iklan mulu.
Apa? Tadi ngetik ke atas tuh masih lihat batu kayak gitu.
Iya, kalian bisa pick ke atas tadi. Yang bilang tadi yang pas beres-beres.
Maju, Bu. Kiri maju. Si Wiku masih kanan.
Gushi. Ohamencang, Ohayo Kicang. Positif dingin kan di Twitch ngejar pasar luar karena Indo ya ada. Tapi gak semua kom di bahasa Inggris. Play me.
If they're gonna be aggressive on
After bed ya. Anjing lah. Apa pula?
I mean, I think there's one obvious answer that I'm sure almost everybody watching is all agreeing in the same sentiments, right? Like, what has Gen G been up to, right? They've had very minimal points. What are they going to do now when we go off to Olympus? Probably the team that I'm looking towards the most here. I did also mention for EDG landing down at Hydroponics. I had mentioned them at the start of things. I think that there's a chance that they could turn around their day depending on what sort of zones they get their way.
It's going to be an interesting one. As we can see, teams about to get into the lobby here for game number 4. A B versus C, sorry. ALGS action. So far, so good. Q, I mean, there's been some teams that we haven't talked about that are absolutely farming, and PXX being one of them. Jackie Chan as well. How can you forget him? Been around the block also, and a very, very impressive player with XD by his side. They look scary right now.
Besok grup A
They
sama
do
B
look
kan?
scary.
Iya.
Remind me. I feel like someone said to watch out for them at the top of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Big brain. Yeah, definitely a team that has had the start that I was hoping. I don't think I expect them to have this big of a start, but they are a team that I thought had the potential, right? All three players have quite a bit of experience to their name. I think we were wondering how their synergy was going to get clicking, when it would start to get clicking. And the fact that it's already doing so in here in week number 2 is kind of scary. And I think, too, when you do look for them, like you were just talking about where they're landing here, moving into Olympus, they kind of are surrounded by teams they should feel comfortable taking fights with. So don't be surprised if they keep that heat going here in the next couple of games.
Well, that's what I was thinking, right? Gardens isn't taken. They know that Rendang most likely aren't comfortable or confident enough.
Rendang.
So interesting to see. I don't know if you can. I think you might be able to split Grow Towers and Gardens, and if you're PXX, well, that's not a bad play here as well. So game number 4 shouldn't be too far away. It does look like we're just waiting for, I don't know who we're waiting, but we're waiting for someone. But yeah, not too far away from some action. BK Gaming though, Q, in that game, the amount of resets they had and the fact that QQ could stay alive long enough to be able to get all his team back in. And then they did the same for him in the middle of a zone 6 and somehow still made a top 3 situation. I mean, VKG at the moment are so scary in these lobbies.
Yeah, it's like they should have been out a lot sooner in that last game. And I think that's part of what makes this team so darn
Skip
scary.
bagian
You
ngobrol.
can
Si paling
never
bisa skip,
count
gak
them
bisa.
out. It's kind of like how
Kalau viewer Jepang yang nonton Apex lebih rame di YouTube apa Twitch dulu? Dua-duanya rame kok.
That's VKG at the current moment. Unless they are eliminated, they are always a threat. So we are getting ready to move into Olympus. Does look like we've got, I think, all 60 players on in. I guess my question to you, as we do move on to games 4, 5, and 6, we talked a little bit, or at least I had mentioned Gen G, right? Struggling a little bit on points. It's been a slow day. Obviously, Olympus plays a little bit different, but we anticipate compositions being more defensive, potentially more Gibbies, who knows, maybe some more Caustics and Newcastles as well. Do you think that make things even tougher for Gen G heading down the home stretch?
It's a tough one. It's really tough because, well, in scrims, Gibby gets banned now. So when we get to these Olympus games, a lot of stuff changes, right? So you see the Gibby, the Newcastle, you see the more Watsons. Obviously, C is still out here as well. So
Maggie di ban.
Well, we wait and see because we are getting into game number
Crypto,
4
Alter,
now.
Maggie.
And as we did see with the legend picks, Q, does look like we got a lot of goobies.
Yoi, waktunya Valkyrie, Gibi, Caustic.
And can't be mad at it. We'll have to wait and see exactly where on this northern side of the zone we are.
Caustic gak di ban? Iya, Caustic masih belum di ban. Karena yang di ban pasti Crypto Alter.
Towards Rift. Maybe there's a chance for Wolves to get back.
Grab Soda masih 0 poin. Timnya si player K ini.
Only seen them pick up 12 points across the day, but that Wolves esports squad, Stoney, is a team that we do know has the ability to put points on the board and do so in bunches, and it does indeed look like we're moving to the northeast.
It's going to be a Rift game here for game number 4. Esports in a pretty good spot. 2C1M also in a pretty good spot here as well. PXX, as you can see, it is Rendang that is splitting Clinic and Gardens. PXX being careful. Be interesting to see if PXX maybe move into Rendang, but you can see TYK. They know where zone is, so they're rotating straight towards Rift as well. I feel like what also makes Gibby be a definite pick for this map is the fact that there's tridents in Olympus. So it's a basically free rotate to be able to Evo spawn or Evo farm, sorry, your shields up to a purple. So
Oh,
the
no!
over there, and he's still held it. XD gets the first down, and it looks like PXX are going to move on in.
Padahal udah sadar anjing Lahim tuh takut ada orang. Tapi gak dipusim. Di-revive. Bab. Anjing ngeri banget.
Be able to get some Evo harvesters, allows for them to get up to the blue shields. I do believe, however, Rendang was able to Tokyo drift their way all the way back over towards
Tokyo drift.
XX with the blue. Rendang now looking to try and rotate to zone. A lot of teams understanding where this zone's pulling. The best thing about it with Rift is there's a fair bit of places to play for these teams.
Ayo, mau kemana Jack? Jack, banyak kali Jack.
At the same time, Weibo Gaming also landing very close by the Rendang.
Seems like a lot of people have the same idea. Let's go take to the sky and figure out where we can go and Rift. And while you had, I think it was like 4 squads. I think it was like 3 or 4 that were in the air at the same time too. As Rendang looking to try and clean up their first knock. Ronin's going to be able to do that. It will be Bolin who is taken out. Ronin will be able to find their way inside the door. Should be able to get reset here as well. This 6 Gaming was a team that you were looking for heading into the day. It's been relatively quiet. Let's see if they can turn up here on Olympus.
So they're going to hold it down. Caustic in the hand for this crew this game. And it's crazy to think that Caustic really doesn't get banned in this region at all anymore. As we know, our next 2 bans most likely, I reckon, will be probably Gibby and Vout. So interesting to see here as the games go forward. Grape Soda looking for maybe their first
Rendang Gaming.
points of the day as well, as the only team out here with 0 points at the moment.
Rendang Gaming.
Man, at least the good news for you, if you're Grape Soda, can't really get any worse on the day. Only up from here. But it is a tough spot to be in halfway through the day and still sitting on that nothing burger.
Rendang Gaming. UB Chilambu.
And then all of a sudden that relief
Kakoi.
comes in and you can really start to get to cooking. But Grape Soda has had kind of a quiet start to their season. They only had 1 point in their first week, so struggling to put things together thus far in the split.
Weibo Gaming down as a duo.
Iya, kepake banget kalau bottomless. Power boost juga sama kepake. Semuanya kepake sih. Yang jarang tuh unlimited ammo yang dipakai tuh.
Hole also in a pretty good spot, but 20 squads still standing in a round 1 closing stage of Olympus. It's very good to see.
Rendang Gaming.
Tends to have slower games. I mean, yeah, 20
Wajib, mantap.
59 players left standing on top of that. However, we could very well be seeing our first team removed from the lobby here in just a moment. It's Kakoi who's trying to take this fight. I think has been able to get 1, and there it is. Nah, will be the first squad out.
Getting eliminated. We nearly had 20 squads at the end of round 1, but it does look like we're going to go into round 2 with 19. VKG looks like they're maybe just Evo farming at the moment. We did see a zone finish right where Fizz 6 are at the moment, Q. I think last week with RQ was their only real good game of the weekend where they nearly got the win. And it did pull exactly where Fizz 6 are now, so it'll be interesting to see exactly where this zone goes. But have a look in a second as round 1 is finished closing.
It is worth noting, while it ended where Fizz 6 currently is, in that game, RRQ is holding down the building that VK Gaming are currently sitting in. So VK Gaming looking to potentially kind of work that same script. So we'll keep an eye on that northeastern side of where the zone is eventually. going to be heading. I do believe EDG is looking to get a few more harvesters back on in, and they'll be rotating. Also, you look on the southern side of the map again, no surprise, Gen G on the edge. They still have yet to show their face at the party.
BKG just playing, like I said,
Aku suka makan rendang.
farming their Evo
Bang,
house.
apa jadinya
Just,
capek
shield.
kalau
Well,
nambahin bom
as
flashbang?
they won't be able to rotate
Jangankan
and
nambah bom
farm
flashbang, lu di
themselves.
ball meja aja udah
Easy way
pusing
for
gua.
the crew to be able to get it done.
Janganlah, jangan ditambah lagi lah.
UWQ, you can hear Edward Gaming rotating in here as well with the Trident. And
Di bagi bola aja udah nangis
seems
gua.
like it is a bit of a
Di
giddy
EMP
Valkyrie Newcastle
EMP juga
combo
nangis
with
gua.
I am enjoying it indeed. I have always loved the Gibby Newcastle combo. I love seeing when it's defensive at the highest of levels, because everyone can shoot a gun, but who can shoot a gun while also playing into a composition that's trying to hunker down? It's EDG who will look to try and secure themselves a little bit of
Kandungan
real
gula berapa
estate
ya?
down on the bottom
Monster
floor of
Energy.
this building on the northeastern side of the zone. They'll be quick.
Yang biasa gua minum nggak ada sih, nggak pakai gula.
Meanwhile, Gen G in another very early engagement.
Soalnya
on the
zero
edge of the
zero
zone.
sugar.
Gen G has been relatively
Kafeinnya
quiet for
40 guys
now.
masalahnya.
Maybe being able to get an early,
Kafein
team wipe
40
helps
miligram.
get things going in game 4.
Gulanya nggak ada. Gua suka minumnya yang zero sugar, jadi nggak ada
aggressive
gula.
playing the Gibby. Back bang here for Gen G, and well, when everyone else is playing the comp, it looks like they're gonna start choosing the same.
Kalau yang ada gulanya tuh biasanya 13 gram.
I thought it was advantage for a second. That is a
13
few,
miligram
so
maksudnya.
trying to get
13
away.
gram
He will go down.
kencing
Gen
manis
G
anjing.
keeping the pressure on early here as they're trying to get some more KP as well. 12 points after 3 games, so
Iya.
cute.
Perbanyak
Very
jalan
unheard
benar-benar.
of for a team
Ereki
like
nggak main.
Gen G.
Besok kayaknya besok.
Yeah, I mean, we had mentioned how quiet they had been over on E-District, so they're looking to try and put things together now in game number 4. You get it going on Olympus on the first map, maybe. Just maybe there's enough time to turn things around, especially when you do look at the rest of the scoreboard, right? Like, yeah, PXX is sitting at the top, darn near 50 points, or maybe he's eclipsed that 50 mark by now. No, they're still sitting at 49, but thanks to the fact that them and VKG have kind of been point sponges, everyone else still sitting at that like mid 20 to high 20 mark when you look at the rest of the top 10. So even just one solid game here puts them up in the conversation stone.
TYK for gaming as well. Looking to make a move here, maybe. They do need to get Boland back, but the problem with that is to craft the banner. Hardest space to
Minuman
craft
kemasan
at
Jepang
the
yang paling
moment.
tinggi
As we
gulanya
can see,
berapaan, Dok?
zone
Yang nyentuh
3.
20 mg ada gak?
Looks like we are going to see a different zone here this week, Q, as it moves more out to the open in front of 2C1M.
Not too much of a difference, but a little bit. And 2C1M has a pretty good call. You were looking for TYK. They'll also not have to move on this next rotation on in. It looks like maybe VKG could already be on the hunt and looking to approach over towards VKG. Meanwhile, in northeastern side of the zone, it's Wolves and Kakoi who are
Coca-Cola
right
guys,
up on
500
top of
mg.
one another. They'll have to move
56,5
slightly. The
gram.
question is when.
Hah? Serius?
Very slow start. 19 squads, round 3. It feels like everyone's just getting to a spot and hiding at the moment. Not a bad play. Kind of down for it, but I can promise everyone in chat and everyone that is watching, I may miss a lot of
What
fights
the
here as
fuck?
I'm going to try and observe at the same time as watching everyone shoot here. Well, 19 squads left, Q, and it seems like it still doesn't look like really much is going to happen.
No, you'll have a couple of teams that'll take to the sky, though, and that could very well cause enough of a shift and a disturbance in this lobby to cause for the gunfighting to really start to pick up. Unfortunately,
What?
Wolves kind of flying
Coca-Cola
blind
500
here.
miligram?
They do not get those
57
extra
gram?
info
Holy
while
fucking
they're in the sky.
shit.
Matter of fact, they're going to land right on a caustic barrel. The Newcastle ult will come out that nice extra shield as well from the
Di Indo
Mobius.
yang macam
Will
Monster
get
Energy
themselves a
Caffeine
little bit
Zero
of
Sugar
cover,
apa
but
ya?
they're in between a couple of squads.
Monster
That's where it's
Energy
gonna be tough
Caffeine
for these
Zero
teams
Sugar.
rotating in because
Apa ya?
BKG, they think they're in a
Masalahnya
good
di
spot
Indo
now. This
semuanya
next
ada
zone
gula
is
gak
going
sih?
to be a
Gak ada yang
very
no
hard
sugar?
one for 'em. As we can see, Dog Red now getting in on to some action, and they're going up against, I think it's Gen G.
No.
Gen G, well, they look good right now. 2 down for DCG.
Loh, armor plus 25 kepake banget ya?
Getting
Iyalah.
the shield swap, and just like that,
Armor GG itu
Dog
jadi
Red
keras
getting
anjing.
eliminated. DCG looks like they're getting into it as well, right in front of them.
Apalagi dipakai hero yang gendut.
Gen G, well, they're in a pretty good spot, edge of zone with some KP up their sleeves.
Yeah, and the good news is where they're moving in on this southern side, it's not too crowded, at least not until you get past about 2 or 3 teams. So they still have a couple of isolated fights that they should feel pretty comfortable in taking. Meanwhile, you've got teams like Rendang who, they'll have to move slightly, they won't have to go too far. So they'll kind of wait for the rest of the lobby to start shifting and figure exactly where is safe for them. QWQ, they've got a long way to go. They've got quite a few teams in between them and where they need to be. 2 of them being probably the 2 teams I really wouldn't want to rotate in towards, which is BKG and Wolves.
This is going to be tough for a lot of these teams. Round 4, 18 squads still standing. And a lot of teams looking to try
18 teams, gila masih 18 boy.
There's not much real estate
Lengkap banget ya do, ini makan minuman.
Does feel like though with the
Makan
Newcastle,
minuman
if teams can save their wall, they may be able to put themselves into a better
Sumpah,
position.
Indo kalau misalnya minum masalahnya lu makan nih, lu kan makan karbo tuh, ada gulanya misalnya makan nasi padang kayak atau apa kan itu kan gula dari nasi. Terus lu minumnya es teh manis. Anjing itu gula anjing. Kencing manis lu anjing.
Moving slowly as this zone does start to close. This is going to be where there's a mass exodus back to the lobby. Gen G is hoping to keep their name as Weibo Gaming will be
matinya bababel.
16 squads left alive. Dexter starting to cook a little bit. Asia
Gua aja nih minum air karbonat karbonasi.
Hold on to that for now.
Yang tidak sehat itu selalu lebih baik, selalu lebih enak dari yang sehat. Benar.
As they're in a pretty good position here with round 4 closing. But this is where it gets very tricky for a lot of teams. And that Newcastle wall, but that only has a certain amount of life in it, and it looks like half of it's already gone.
Good news is you'll at least use the bubble to be able to reset before you figure out where you rotate in from there. And TUC1M, PXX squads that are inside the zone.
Iya, ya elah. Kalau dengan jalan doang bisa menyelesaikan masalah, semua orang udah jalan tiap hari kayaknya. Anjing. Tapi benar sih, olahraga penting. Gua masih angkat beban, guys.
PXX now looking to try
Easy blast hit.
Talk about KP, Grape Soda getting their first 2 points of today here in game number 4 as well. All of a sudden, 15 squads still standing. VK Gaming getting eliminated as well. And it looks like somehow we still have 15 squads standing in a round 5 zone.
Yeah, which means this is about to get chaotic. I think part of the reason that we have so many people left standing is the compositions that a lot of teams are running. We're seeing a lot of the Newcastle and Gibby, right? There's a lot of sort of defensive cover that you can build on your own, which makes sense for a zone like this where there's really not much natural cover to be had. Ubi is already in this zone and has some cover to play around, but everyone's going to start rotating in from that northern side. Same thing for
no Xbox the end.
They're going to have to hold the line.
Genji Esports also just on the
Kalau
edge
angkat teman
of
beban
this
bisa
house.
juga,
This is going to be really tough for this team.
Bangke lu.
As we can see, they're going to most likely use their U-tools as well. They do have Gibby Bubble, and I think they have Valcolt, so they might be able to pop that Valcolt in that Gibby, and that's exactly what they're going to do. And rotate, maybe try and find a better spot. The downside here for Gen G is they're going to have to try and stay on the height for now, as high up in the sky as they can until that bubble is back. But where they land is the question queue.
Well, they found themselves a spot as they're
What?
around.
Mereka mau perangin ini?
At least allow for a little bit of safety. And whoever they landed on did not feel comfortable. They'll tuck tail and run. Fizz 6, one, maybe 2 falling in a tough spot.
FPS drop.
Grape Soda getting eliminated.
Gila, banyak suara ledakan jadi gak ada suara step.
This is insane. 13 squads still alive. So much action as teams are trying to find their way
Iya
in.
anjir.
A lot of Gibby bubbles coming out. Gibby ultimates as well. You can see the Valkyrie trying to find a better
Buset, itu
spot to
Newcastle
play.
Wall di mana?
TYK though still somehow alive inside this building.
Control defeat, dead center of this zone. We'll try and see if they can get some pickings.
Gila,
around
banyak
as
banget
far as
bubble
each of
Gibby.
these squads who are taking fights. QWQ out in the 10th position for control alt defeat. They're pinging things, but they just can't see anyone. Everyone has cover to play behind.
Control defeat is 6 getting eliminated as well. It's Wolves Esports somehow still alive, and guess what? They got their player back. Now they're looking to play a little bit more aggressive here as well. All of a sudden, Genji Esports getting eliminated at 8th spot, and we now have 7 teams left. But
Yang
Crazy
nyisa
Kong
siapa
playing
nih,
it
anjir?
slow. 7
Bastian
squads
Ojet,
left
masih nyisa
alive.
Bastian Ojet.
Well, Kukoi somehow now is trying to stay alive with TYK moving on in, but Kukoi get the job done, and now all of a sudden,
Gokil,
we're only 6
Kakoi.
squads
Mantap.
left here, with round 6 starting to close.
Masih hidup.
Round 6 is gonna start to
No,
force all of
gila.
these teams on the northeastern side down
Kisan
towards
di
the middle,
Griff.
because there are a majority of these squads that are still left that are kind of in this little section where Wolves Esports find themselves currently. You can see 3 Gibby bubbles just off in the vicinity. Let you know that you got majority of the lobby up over here. And will be as far as the double mosaic
Wajib.
spraying across the way. Here,
Kebim.
selfish player lands a couple of shots.
No, Kakoi eliminated.
Comes out just at the right time. They're going to be able to get Crazy Kong back up, which is good. You need
Tadi
Newcastle
si
here.
Bastian
Wolves
ke eliminate
Wolves
enggak ya?
Esports haven't done much today. They take it to the sky though, which is good. They'll be
Oh
able
my
to
God.
relax
Oh
while
my
the
God, udah
chaos
kebim.
unfolds underneath them.
Yo, rendah
Still
Bastian.
alive
Woohoo.
as well. Looking good, but only 2
Bang, kamu
kills
sehat? Sehat,
on
Mal.
their name
Lu kemana
here.
aja, Mal?
4 squads left as we get to the final stages of this zone.
Gonna be able to come out on top. You got Mama Clubs, you got Rendang still left alive. You got
Rendang!
team
Rendang!
really
Let's
using
go,
the dub
Rendang!
Here in game
Win
number
about
4,
Rendang!
the Krabby Patty in the hands of Lahim. One big shot can turn things around, but instead they take to
Oh
the
no,
sky.
he forgot his player. All of a sudden they're going to take it up with only a duo. Mama Club still alive as well. Car in the hand for the
Tuh,
crew.
ketinggalan si
R9
Bas,
also
anjay.
for Mama Club. And we can see the shots coming out.
Bastian
as
ngenokin,
Cam
what
tries
the
to
heck?
keep the
Gokil.
pressure on. Control alt defeat now. Getting eliminated. We have 3 squads left. Wolves Esports still alive as well. And it does look like Lahim still has that Kraber in hand. Can he get a Kraber here for a sneaky little rotate in?
Tough combination. The Kraber with the double Mozambiques in the hands of
Anjing,
Lahim.
bubble-nya banyak kali,
On
we.
the low ground inside of the bubble, but once they push up on over the edge, there's 2 teams. This is where things get crazy. Rendang,
Terbang,
the
Im.
trio. Lahim takes the sky. He's a solo, trying to let the rest of the lobby play itself out.
He does
Yeah.
fall straight back down into the craziness, and Mama Clubs are gonna take the victory here for game number 4. But that was insane. Those Gibby bubbles. How many teams were left alive? And Mama Clubs somehow get out on top with 14 kills.
Yeah, this is a team I had mentioned earlier. It feels like generally very feast or famine, and kind
No,
of showing on the
Gani.
scoreboard here. You mentioned 14 kills. It's a 26-point game for Mama Clubs, but we're through 4 games, and they're sitting at a total of 29 points. Now, this is kind of a similar story like we were talking to about what the potential of Gen G had, right? You can put yourself right into the mix here with a big game. Mama
Anjing,
Clubs has done that,
14
but the job
14
is
kill.
far from finished.
Mama
Main
Club
kemana-mana
getting
gua
the
mah
win.
nonton sampai bikin sakit hati
26
soalnya gak bisa
points
main,
here.
gak ada device. Alamak, jam.
Number 4, Wolves Esports getting
Aduh,
into the
Rendang
game as
ketiga
well.
tadi
They come
11
second, Rendang
poin.
third, Control Alt defeat 4th, and Koi rounding out top 5. Well, series overall, and it is PXX still leading the way after 4. VK
Anjing,
Gaming
3-4-5,
second,
gila.
Rendang third, Ubi
Emang saudara
getting
ini kita
top
nih.
4, and Koi rounding out the top 5
Rendang,
as
ubi
well.
cilembu,
And I
sama
guess
kakoi guys.
there might be a Gibby ban here moving into game number 5.
Hah,
Oh
gitu?
my
Get it?
god!
No,
Valkyrie
Gibby,
Ben.
it is indeed Valk, which makes sense. We were wondering with all of the Valkyries in the lobby as well, but that means there is the potential to see a couple of iterations
3, 4,
of these
5
mounts
ya.
potentially in this next lobby, as we will have all three of the chonky boys still.
Bisa-bisanya 3, 4, 5 anjay. Run dying, bruh. Run dying.
Beding, beding, geng, beding, geng. Udah nggak, langsung swing ke kanan ya, langsung swing ke kanan ya. Itu, enggak. Chill. Ah, ente. Good shit guys, good shit guys. Nice, 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 nice. Fuck. Lobat tadi anjing.
All good guys, all good.
Tadi mereka
Boleh.
Newcastle Q sama Newcastle Newcastle Q sama bubble-nya bareng.
Gimana apa nih? Sikat dah. Boleh.
Ya, kasih dia.
Kerek gua lawan.
Chill. Nice, beding.
We have to go outside, guys. Kena start ya.
Medkit, Teng. Enggak bisa. Medkit tidak.
Pull.
Pakai gua.
Ya. Kita ada ke kiri ya. Boleh. Beding.
Oh iya anjing. Q Castle-nya sama bubble-nya bareng.
Udah nggak, langsung swing ke kanan ya, Itu, enggak. Chill. Ah, ente. Good shit guys. Nice.
Kalau run dying ini gimana nih, Jul? Kita lihat dulu ya bener. Koms orang Inggris nih. Kita nonton dulu orang luar nih. Apa yang terjadi di tim ini tadi? Ntar nonton orang luar dulu.
Dia selalu ngambil mata. Udah ngakap. I'm looking. Dia harus move first. Kita pasti bisa nge-rap. Di bawah. Solo mapping. Bridge him. Mapping him. Dia bridge. Bridge. Pump the nest. Careful landing. I'm going now. Come. Whoa, no, me. Look like, the back wall, careful behind. Yeah, man. So many kills, guys, look, get killed, please. I know, get killed, please.
Get kill please.
Masih ada tujuh, Bending. Ya, solo, kopi solo. Full team, ya, full team there. Gak ada. Mati dia. Ada that. Now we get. Save on me, guys, save on me. Play me. Yeah, play me. I get killed, though. Timir on mapping. Fighting on mapping. Play slow. Look at Zan. Gua bakal ada gibil. This is the fight game. I'm picking them. Yeah. Oh, I can't. Tim belakang kita, aus belakang kita ya, belakang gua ya, ping gua. Fokus this first, Im. Keep reaching. Ini kena satu Dim. Ya. Ini juga kena satu ya. I know you pick them, right? You guys pick them, right? You guys pick them, ya. You pick them. Yeah, I'm looking behind, guys. We play this wall later. On mapping, guys. Okay?
Anjay.
On mapping here. And this wall back. Yeah.
Gila, mahal.
Kill. Nice. Careful this one. Careful. Awesome. One gun. Nice. All that. Ini baru ngerus ya, kita Jack, tanda gua. Ya. Kita ada gua nih. Ini. Tanda aku Jack. This wall, I think this wall a bit early run. I think this wall a bit early, okay? Here. I'm wasting one lagi, Bill. Oh shit. Wait, no. Yeah. Cukup biar. Nice. Pakul ting. Kau bisa beri dari aku, kau bisa beri dari aku, kau bisa beri dari aku. Sini. I'm not like, I beat like as well. Aku segini dulu, stop. I can give you. No. We have to give me lang. Kita lag banget guys.
Oh ini nih yang tadi gak naik dia.
Reset picking up. Ya, chill. Ayo, sorry, Salim. Ya, play me later, okay?
Oh emang sengaja ya.
Ya, play me later, okay? Play me later, guys. Play me now, please. Fight, can we clear? No, give me, Be honest. Masuk solo. Kill him, all that. Focus, gonna go. Nice. 5 second bubble, guys. 5 second bubble. Siap play him. Baring bubble. We gonna win this. You need to fly him. Come on, fly. Just fly him. Second. Dia slime again kan?
No, and then bro, I don't think we should have buckled it, bro. We were so free.
Nah, tadi vakulnya kecepatan tuh, Jack. Kecepatan.
I think we shouldn't have buckled it.
Ya, bisa nak vakul. Aku pikir tadi
Good fucking try. Holy fuck. Let's try.
Lebih tepatnya aku nggak dengar kalian ngomong apa sih tadi.
Iya lagi mana mau dengar kalau kau ngomong terus.
Nggak vakulnya. Tapi kan? Ya. Solo, papi. Ini. I got killed though. Ya. Beat like as well. Aku segini dulu, stop. I can give you. Give me lang. Reset making up. Ya. Chill. I give you.
Pakul. Yuk.
No.
Chill. Gimana mau cancel? Anak orang wey. Lu bilang yuk. Babik mas.
That there is some teams that are not running Gibby or Newcastle as well.
Yeah, I was just looking as far as some of the compositions and definitely intriguing. I see one team currently running Catalyst Sear Bangalore. I think I see a couple of Pathfinders out there, which I still can't. It's kind of hard to believe that you see Pathfinder getting brought out from time to time, as my boy Nicewig say. He'd just be out there grappling. I guess at least a little bit different compared to times in the past, but there's a potential that we could very well be seeing a similar zone here in map number 5, at least going to be heading up towards the north, and there is a chance that Wolves get another crack at it.
Do you know what? I had casted with...
Let me put the script away.
It is hard work. Well, it does look like we have a little bit of early fighting down here. Have a look. Gen G looking to get into some action. That is QWQ moving away. I did a Apex LAN event in Melbourne with Lace. Everyone knows Lace, the legend from Apex South. Who does a lot of work for the ALGS. And she said, I feel like they need to delete Olympus if they keep giving us Rift. And at the moment, it feels like all they want to give us is Rift zones here at Olympus. And it looks like VK Gaming know exactly where they are heading. And it looks like the exact same spot as last game.
I mean, it worked pretty well for him last time. Might as well lather, rinse, repeat. We did also see a similar zone last week, and it was RRQ who was able to get their best results of the week from this same building as well. So if it ain't broke, well, you might as well not fix it. And for VK Gaming, they've already gotten over here. They'll be able to get some extra attachments and add-ons and fun loot and stuff, but it doesn't look like they'll be very contested over here, so they'll be able to just chill in a similar fashion to the way they did in Game 4.
Hope there's not 18 teams again round 6 in this Rift zone. I might have a panic attack trying to keep up with all the action once again. does look like Kakoi, VC gonna go down. It is Team Na moving in on the action. Kakoi should be able to get away for now. Looks like they're gonna have to rotate down to Hammer Labs and get a craft off. It does look like also Grape Soda being a little bit more aggressive here, moving in as well, Q, on Team Fizz 6, who are down to a solo.
Tough day for Fizz 6 here, and now playing as a solo. The good news is you got banners, so it does look like they will be able to get back to a full 3. The problem is you're calling in a respawn relatively close to Rift, where we've already seen quite a few teams rotate to try and find themselves some space. So potential of this getting pushed. It looks like, at least for now, Abisan feels comfortable and safe, just kind of lurking in the shadows.
Nice reset there, though, by the GOATs. Avisan being able to get the famous silly stepsis back into the lobby as well with Witness Me. And, well, does look like they're going to have to try and find where they want to rotate. And it looks like they're maybe going to try and get a little bit of Evo Harvesters here to...
I'm back. Aduh, goblok. Pencet.
Still standing as PXX. Our lobby leaders have been eliminated.
Well, that's good news for everybody in that second through, what we say, 12th, 13th range, where one decent game can put you up into that contention zone. So we'll see who's going to be able to capitalize off of the back of that.
Ringnya di sini lagi.
Also a relatively quiet
Ini live kan?
day is
Iya,
the one
anjir.
that is currently on
Serius?
your screen. EDG, they're
Orang
outside
Indo
of
kalau
that
ngomong
top
double ya.
13, but not too far.
Itu bukan double lagi, udah triple, udah multiple, udah maskill anjing kalau di PB mah.
For endgame, so if they can stay alive and pick up a good solid game here in game 5, if they duplicate that in game 6, they can still finish anywhere. It feels like probably from second on down to 12th where they're at.
Yes, one of the closest lobbies we've seen for a while, I feel, Q. We were talking about it before the games as well. It had a chance to go south really quick, this lobby, with the teams and how aggressive the teams that are in here are. But with the maps, I think, that are being played today is what has really
Gila,
saved
semua orang
this
pakai
lobby. I feel
breacher
like if
mode.
Olympus wasn't played, we wouldn't see the Gibby Newcastle kind of meta in a Storm Point, for example, right? So it's an interesting kind of... actually, take that back, because there's Tridents in Storm Point as well, so who knows? But at the moment, the quality's not too bad.
Definitely enjoying it for now. Kakoi has teams, I think, on both sides of them here. Na looking down the hill. However, Tasting Blood has been knocked. A couple of nades will get sent that way, and they'll see what they can make shake. A couple sprays down from Ahu, and it will be pushed up here by the bubble as well. Pushing into it, though, with the wingman.
Oh, shit.
I mean, it's a decision.
1v2. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Nice banget, Ki.
VC now needs to try and stay alive,
Yeah!
but just like that, Kakoi get eliminated. It's Rendang on the backside as they get
Di kill Rendang.
Oh
no, bro.
30 seconds away from closing, and it is Laheen
Iki top 19.
with the Pathfinder as well. We've seen a fair few Puffies out
Regional,
here in this
guys.
lobby. Well,
Buat
two is a
tentuin
fair few
IWC.
for me in this game. That's some nice nades as well, but it looks like he will move back.
Instead, the teams were probably going to be opting for different options for the rotational legend. I definitely can say that I
Gila, Panther Lahim.
have my mindset on Pathfinder, but teams definitely seem to be making it do for now. Still 18 teams left as that first ring finally officially done closing on your screen. And we still have so many teams that have made their way pretty well into the zone. Even Gen G already in as well. I think the only team that technically is not was DCG, but I think they had to reset, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, moving all the way up towards Stabilizer. So with it being later on in the series, teams realizing how important getting into position is, and the gameplay kind of reflecting that.
Right, does look like Gen G looking to try and stay alive. They're going to move in, as we know.
Kangen
It is
banget
a rift
Panther Lahim ya.
zone here for game number
Asli,
5
guys.
once again. Go and have a look at the map, as we can see, and see exactly where this one pulls, and it is the exact same zone. I am pretty sure, maybe.
If not, it's one that's darn near close to it. It definitely feels like deja vu all over
zonanya
again, even when you look at
gokil.
where
Gila, Ubi
some of
Cilembu
these
udah dalam
teams
zona
are,
lagi.
in particular like QWQ
Ngeri.
and VK Gaming. Of course, we do have a couple of teams that have a slightly different approach this time around. There aren't nearly as many teams, it feels like, down on the in that more middle portion of the rift. More teams understanding they should be sitting on that more southern side of that POI.
Gen G, not as far out of zone as Dog Red and Relove this game. So Gen G playing a little bit more edge zone, but being in the zone at the moment, as we can see. Dog Red and Relove still very close to each other. They might kind of run into each other here as well, Q. On this back end of zone.
Oh shit, ketemu nih. What?
Good chance of it. Here's way DCG that will pull up. Shots getting sent across the way from Roy here, and
Anjing, bisa kena bridge, hampir pecah mobilnya anjing.
worrying about the fight. Just gonna continue to
Ke depan Genji. Ke depan Genji ini. Guys, ke depan Genji. Mati nih orang nih, yakin gua. Enggak ada Genji. Mampus.
More difficult route, but I mean, hey, at least you can do so faster, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. DCG now need to be careful. They've rotated a little bit closer to BCG, but also, Weibo Gaming and Gen G. So there's a lot of G's out here. I'm kind of getting caught up with the Gen G, DCG, Weibo G. That is what's left as Weibo trying to hold off the
banyak
push as
ini
well
namanya
from
banyak
DCG.
G-nya nih tim nih katanya. Ada Genji, ada
WBG
WBG
down on this side, and there's also Dog Red, who could be looking to potentially add their name into the mix over here as well. 3 squads all outside of this ring, and while this second zone doesn't tick for much, it does still add a little bit of extra damage into the fight. So I think because of that, Weibo Gaming decided in a kind of a gentleman's agreement, hey, you know what, we don't need to do this no mo, we'll just go separate ways and find our way into the ring.
Slows down once again, Q. So as we know, round 2 to 3, it feels like we don't really get much fighting at all, just a lot of rotating, and teams usually by then have their blue or purple shields, but it does look like teams are trying to find where they want to play. And this zone, well, it's a little different, but kind of the same. It's pulled a little bit more to the north side at the moment.
I would say this is more like that RQ one from
Mana?
last week. I think.
Oh, Edward Gaming masih di situ.
Yeah, more towards that western side. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see if it does pull more to this side, if it does keep pulling to that west side, but we have seen a lot of it pull back as well. Relove DCG though, looks like they might be landing very close to Team UB.
DCG landing di situ mah di ebol-ebol Muammar nih, yakin gua.
Some decent results for them. Bubbles on either side. I think it was technically Team UB who had dropped theirs first, so DCG will have that extra cover. Of course, Doom does have the ult if they opt to use it here, but feels like it could be a little premature.
Best thing about it though, they should be safe for now because they do have the Watson. No one's really going to move into this position. They should be able to get the Gibby ult back when they really need it. It's not a bad use of ultimate just to be able to push the pressure back off them as DCG kind of have to hold their position now. As we can see, DCG, they throw their back at them. DCG running the S8UL comp. This
Oh
is
shit,
what we
udah
saw
gak ada resource DCG.
in that last
Ayo Mar, pick lagi Mar,
last week. S8UL playing the Gibby, Caustic and Newcastle, and it worked really well for him.
As a big boy myself, I can always appreciate the big boy composition. It allows you to really be able to hunker down, and of course always with that Caustic and Gibby ult, you can use those offensively as well as defensively. For VK Gaming, well, they might have had a decent start.
DCG
Things
mati
have
lagi.
kind of slowed down in the middle of this series. They're looking to try and bounce back because while they are still within that top 5, they have a similar sort of pace of play that they've had in games 3 and 4. They could fall out of the top 5.
17 squads still standing. Asia and Gen G very close to zone. It feels like it's deja vu. They were fighting in this position, the exact same position last game, and they could not get the job done. But the defensive bombardment gets down upper fifth, and now all of a sudden Gen G looking on moving in on some more action. When this bubble goes down, they need to fight, and it looks like Gen G might be on the back foot a little bit as well.
No, Gen G, ada yang kena die.
It's just as far thermal like it's thermite against
Gila,
the
Asia masih hidup.
back. It will be the bubble that pops out once again, gives them a little bit of protection. Dog Red now taken out. Rendang on the other side.
Rendang.
That should actually push Rendang back. That allows for Gen G to get themselves a full reset.
Yeah.
13 squads. We love DCG getting eliminated. That is Team UB getting their job done. So
Let's go, UB.
like I said, easy flashing crew. Put the pressure back on DCG, which changed the game there, and all of a sudden UB now able to get some KP. We'll go and have a look at this zone queue, and well, it is a very interesting one as it pulls very weirdly here.
What the heck? Itu zona apa nih?
Towards control alt defeat. That's a strange one. Last time we obviously saw one over here, but it does, yeah, it's very different.
Got a bunch of teams that are on that southwestern side that will need to move northward. QWQ does have the protection of their beacon here that will at least make sure that no ordinances come down their way. They're able to hunker down off of the back of both the Watson and the Newcastle. Might be able to make a play into the building off of the Wraith, but I feel like with looking
Gila, gak ada ammo nih orang.
sort of composition, you know that they have all sorts of help when it comes to being able to protect their spot, and you might as well just be okay with sharing real estate on the other side of the wall.
Buset nih orang kemana?
Fight for Rose. You can see Fizz 6 Gaming still alive. They're going to use that Newcastle wall to help them. We can see Witness Me maybe looking to try and be aggressive here as well, because teams aren't looking at them. But as I say that, they do get looked at by a team on the high. All of a sudden now, Team UB on.
Jake.
And a little bit of trouble. Expos does get down one. Oh my god, with the Prowler. But all of a sudden, VK Gaming coming in to clean this up as well. And we might move in. Round 6 with
Ubi
11
rata
squads.
tidak. Emang PK nih selalu ngetepet tim kita, guys. Selalu ngetepet tim Indo nih. Kenapa sih PK nih? Cing. Like always.
As well, and all of a sudden they find themselves in a whirlwind of trouble. All sorts of nades could potentially be getting sent down their way. Grape Soda lets the 2, Gen G 3, and trying to stabilize.
Black Hole trying to stay alive here as well. FPS with the Mozams, Hemlocks in hand as well. You see QWQ trying to play aggressive.
Gani mah masih ada.
In a tough
Uwa
spot.
rata
What do they have
sama
to do in a second? And that is rotate
Sunda
towards
Gaming.
that north side of zone. That's going to be tough for these teams.
They got a long way to go, and they ain't gonna have much time to get there. There are currently 4 teams that are all kind of bunched up over on that side, and another 3 that are just to their east over here, where VK Gaming currently find themselves. And it will be left to QQ to try and see if they can at least play for some placement to get themselves a couple of more points. As it is Gen G who is on the prowl.
Sisa rendang, ya, sisa rendang. Rendang, bro.
Gen G win, they could put themselves right up in the conversation at the top of the board. It looks like they've
Tapi
already
nggak tahu rendang di mana ya? Kok nggak lihat ya?
KP here to their name, and they're in top 10 as
Woi,
well.
BKG mati.
He didn't do it again. Gen G though, yes, 9 kills. All of a sudden, a bad start, looking okay here. And like I said, this team, they could have a bad
Orang udah
start
elim.
and have a huge game to turn things around. And Asia
No
does
way,
get
bro.
that one down on Aho. The bubble comes out just for him in time. He does need to rotate in though. Needs to be careful. Do not get touched by that zone.
Oh,
and he's
shit.
kind of caught out of here. Dexter getting KP. Can he get some more? It is all up to the Gibby, and no, Gen G. They get eliminated. Edward Gaming now
Aduh, si
getting the
Sadege.
job done as well. We now have 7 squads standing with round 6, 50 seconds away from closing here for game number 5.
Well, we did point out the spot that EDG had earlier, and we said we really liked it. And while the zone didn't necessarily pull, you know what? Boys, that's on me. I am so sorry. We were just giving y'all credit, and all of a sudden, it all goes south from there. As Nah looking to clean it up.
Nah, rotating in the Pathfinder zip, but they're going to rotate back. Ho needs to be careful. Edward Gaming eliminated. And QWQ. Guess who is still alive? Wolves Esports sitting on the high at the moment, just getting every little bit of KP that they want. And I'm guessing Selfish Player is No Name, as he likes to change his name on the weekly, and he needs to be careful because he's put himself in the middle of a sandwich I wouldn't want to be a part of.
I mean, if there's anyone who can pull it off, as No Name would definitely be the one to do it. But yeah, you're in the middle of everybody here, and definitely wouldn't envy their position at all. Luckily, the rest of the squad will be able to join them. The Gibby bubble helps them keep safety. The first thing that they got to do is clear this team. That's Fizz 6 around the other side.
Wolves Esports gonna hold him off for now. Needs to be careful. Fizz 6 putting down some pressure as well. G7 R9 in the hand for Witness Me. Still stuck on the blue shields, which may be a little bit of a disadvantage here, Q, with these teams rotating in. The Gibby ultimate coming down, the Gibby bubble coming down at the right time as well. This is where it starts to get very interesting for these teams.
Set, ulti Newcastle, dar!
Control defeat will bring the third-party magic here. Things are getting crazy on at this northern side of the zone, but do you know what that means? Is the squad that is left that gets, well, I was gonna say it gets to pull in as a free third party, but Control defeat actually staying on their feet.
Menang nih si Control Alt Defeat. Control Alt Defeat. Gak jadi.
Now the only one left standing for his crew, the Newcastle Wall, is going to be the one that's gonna try and help him. But
Control Alt Defeat.
Take game number 5 with an 8-kill banger. One of the most quiet victors I've seen all week.
Gokil. Bikin tim Cina ya kalau
I saw
iya.
Control Alt Defeat push their way on over, and I thought that was it. I thought Nah was gonna get the 3-party, and it was free.
It's Miraza. Okay, Josh.
And okay, Josh finds the first
Okay,
2,
Josh.
which allows for Control Alt Defeat to be able to wrap it up with
kapan
a
itu
dub
renang
here
ke
in game
eliminate?
number 4. You mentioned maybe the quietest of dubs, but if 8 kills along with the 12 KP, a 20-point game is quiet, you know what? I'm sure Control Alt Defeat will take it. It allows for them to push themselves right up into the mix towards the top of the leaderboard as well.
Very good game by Control Alt Defeat, as they will be pretty happy with that. 20 points here in the lobby. That is very close. Remember, it only need a couple of games like that, Q, and all of a sudden they are in that top 5 situation. We're going to have a look at the match summary, and well, there you have it. Control Defeat getting first. They get 20 points. Nas second. Wolves third. Fizz 6 fourth. And TYK rounding out to the top 5. And well, series overall, PXX still in the lead, but only by 11 points here after game number 5. That's 2 games with not any points on the board. VK Gaming sitting second. Wolves Esports sitting third. UB fourth. And Control Alt Defeat
bisa nih kayaknya rendang tim kalau misalnya last matchnya champion langsung gas nih ke 1. Gibby di ban. Orang pakai apa?
I feel like it would be very reminiscent of the old Moist composition, putting Watson and Newcastle back together. I've always been a fan of that duo. Wraith with it, and why not? But yeah, you'll see those 5 bands on the board there. And we do get ready in for our final map. We will see no Valkyrie, no Crypto, no Mad Maggie, no Gibraltar, and no Altar.
We'll go and have a look at.
Ini berapa tim yang diambil di bracket B versus C? Sekarang mah cuman ngumpulin poin doang. Diambilnya mah belum tahu lah berapa, tergantung poin terakhir nanti di week final.
PXX has like a 10-point lead, but it feels like those teams still in the top 5 all can make a move.
Kayaknya apa namanya? Setiap grup diambil
top 5, which is some still good points for when you talk about for the splits. So
100%. I mean, there you have it. So Control Defeat. We've obviously gone to Olympus and we've had 2 different wins.
Ada 4 grup gak sih? Ada berapa grup sih? Lupa.
And I feel like It's anyone's game now, Q. This all of a sudden was looking like a PXX masterclass today. But with the two very slow games here on Olympus, it is seriously up to anyone here moving forward on the win.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of interesting for the fact that PXX haven't necessarily needed to go very far on Olympus either. Like, we've seen 2 rift zones, and they're landing at grow towers. So they haven't had to rotate far. They're a team that we know likes to take fights. It's kind of intriguing
Gua
to see
tur
that
jam
Olympus
7
hasn't
malam,
really played out
Indo.
for them thus far. Of course, one map
Di gua
left,
jam
and they
9.
do only, or I shouldn't say do only. They are in the lead, and they're up by like 10. So I
Untuk,
would
oi.
say if you can mostly just focus on positioning, you don't have to take the stress of fights here. You've already put yourself in the luxury of putting yourself into a top 7-6 sort of position might be enough, right?
We'll go and have a look at the top 5 kills and damage leaders going into our last game. And as normal, Easy Flash can't help himself but always be at the top of the leaderboard here. VKG sitting second, Gen G sitting third.
Jake, easy play skip.
That is, I'm pretty sure that
Kill leader.
it's not Dexter.
That's
It's
Zicky.
not
That's
Asia.
Zicky.
It is Zicky. Zicky
Zicky,
sitting in the
yeah.
top 5 for kills is interesting for Gen G, and something that Gen G most likely needed today because big hitters aren't having the best day. Jackie Chan sitting 4th, XD in the top 5. Well, for damage, you can see Il Slick still leading the way. Selfish Player sitting 2nd, Easy Flash 3rd, Wolves Wen in the top 4, and Edward Gaming Nirvana as well standing in the top 5. And Q, we have only one more game to go before we see which team
Dari
is
grup
going
yang
to
berapa
take the
do
cookies home
ke
here
nextnya?
as
Kayaknya
well for today. And I mean, B versus C, it's been kind of a movie at the moment.
sebenarnya nggak
VKG
tahu
gave
berapa
us
ya.
some amazing
Tapi
plays
pas di final nanti yang
in the
diambil kayaknya cuma
Olympus
5
games,
tim
but-
deh.
sorry, in the district
Kalau
games,
misalnya
but in the
A, B,
Olympus
C,
games,
D, berarti 5 tim, 5 tim, 5 tim, 5 tim, 20 tim gitu
that
aja.
have made their way from Open League to Pro League prove that they belong here as well.
Yeah, I think we've seen for some time that APAC South has become more and more of a region that's gotten recognition across the globe for being a talented region. And now this year getting to prove that it's not just about the teams at the top of the region, but even the new up-and-comers. I mean, we've got some teams that have made their way from the Open League that it's not like they were just, new rosters of Pro League players, but some teams that were like literally challenger circuit teams last year that are trying to turn up and make some noise this year. So definitely excited to see some of them being able to get some big performances in these first couple of weeks. That should give them the motivation to continue to improve their craft and continue turning up for the rest of the season.
And it comes down to this last game. A lot of teams now getting into their spots. They're very ready. It looks like we are about at that 10-second countdown here. But so far, so good for some of these teams that have proven that they belong in Pro League for APAC South. And you said that, yes, we're one of the big hitters in all the regions. I think we are the 2nd or the 3rd most orged region in Apex alone. So, that says something about APAC South itself, and really exciting as well moving forward for an APAC South situation. This is the last game before we see all teams have played 2 sets Q, which means we will see which team is leading the way after those 2 games played. Now, if Wolves Esports all of a sudden out of nowhere have a huge last game and win this block, both blocks that they have played Q, they have won.
I think you say the same thing for VKG, who's still in the mix towards the top as well,
Very
right?
much
So
so,
still
yep.
potential for the 2 of them, which would be enough also to put them past S8UL, like you said, who did have a very strong week number 1. They were our top dog, the one top dog that I would say that we had that had the double session last week. So that's kind of the measuring stick, the bar, I guess you can say, as far as for now that teams are looking to get across. I do believe we are having technical difficulties on one player's end, so we do apologize for the wait, but we want to make sure we get all 60 players in. It's one last game. Want to make sure we got everyone up to full strength here.
That's it. In chat, like I said before, remember there's some coins to win today. Just type in APAC South in chat to go in for the running of those coins. We really do appreciate all the support today as well. And I mean, we'll go and have a look at the POI thing for one more time before we get into this last game and
Gak
see
tahu nih.
who won that last game. Was Control defeat and see exactly where they landed to win that game here, Q.
Yeah, we had mentioned as far as for people, it's not always about necessarily being gifted zone, but for them, Control defeat, they were down at Summers University. They didn't have too far to rotate, but still kind of a similar trend, I guess. This time, instead of it being on the opposite side, east-west, it was on the same east-west side, just it was on the south side of it. So it seems like for today, it almost feels like the recipe for success is working towards zone.
It feels like every team that is directly across from the zone wins the game. So,
yeah,
you know, we have Control defeat. We're directly south. They go up north. They win the game.
Guys,
We have. I'm pretty sure
kenapa
PXX
PC
were
nggak boleh
directly
ditaruh
west
di lantai
the
katanya
first
guys?
game. They
Nggak
went
ngerti gua.
east. They won. And VKG game 2 they were east. Went to west. It's an interesting kind of.
Ada yang bilang PC itu nggak boleh
stats,
ditaruh di
whatever
lantai katanya.
Stats, I just think it's my autistic
Karena
brain
kenapa
that
ya?
loves stuff like that. So we are about to get into game number 6 here as everyone hopefully is in the lobby. Easy Flash getting into the game, and it looks like we are good to go here for game number 6.
One last drop, you mentioned it, for teams
Juga recommended.
really are looking
Biar gak
to
nyetrum.
secure some big
Takut kesapu
points
emak.
in their
Nanti
second
lari
hub
dianya.
or second session
Cepet
of
kotor.
the season.
Oh iya kah?
There is still some time. Yeah, PXX
Hari-hari
sitting at
lari.
top, but when you look at second, still down
Region
to
atau negara
like
paling kuat di Apex
12-ish.
negara mana
I mean,
tuh?
anybody
Amerika.
within there can still
Masih
end
Amerika.
within the top 5. As long as you have a decent, it doesn't even have to be a monstrous game. Just a decent game. We saw Control Alt defeat, who had been relatively quiet, able to put themselves up the 5th off the back of that last game. So let's go ahead and look at our legend select here, and I think we're expecting at least quite a few bits of Newcastle, probably some Watson as well, and Wraith. The question is, what else do we see?
Saw a Rampart out there as well, which is interesting. I don't mind the Rampart pick, but it feels like maybe with the Newcastle still, or maybe, yeah, with the Gibby gone and the Newcastle still available, it's not a bad pick here for game number 6. And well, we were
Castle
hoping for
wasn't
not a
raised.
north zone this game, Q, but it looks like we might
Coba
get a
bisa,
north
ya.
zone again.
Wait and see exactly which way we're
Jonanya di sini mulu, anjing.
maybe just a little bit more towards the east, but yeah, maybe not too much more, which does mean for a team like VKG, who currently sits in second, if that thing ends up heading more towards Fight Night Stabilizer, maybe even Power Grid, a zone that they'll be given where they won't have to move too far, and they are only just out. Okay, you know what? We're back off the rift here again, and let's see if it's a lot of the same rotations on in, a lot of people playing the same spots here.
Gila ini mah begini terus anjing zonanya.
That's a sigh. Hopefully this one goes to Power Grid. That'd be nice.
I got a question for you though.
Gila ini mah ring buat Wolf Esports dibayar tai.
Have gone to a similar zone, right? You're looking to rotate up north. They've rotated quick, but
Masa
then
tiga
haven't been
tiga
able
kali
to
di
pick up
situ
points.
anjing.
I'm looking at PXX, and while Yam Control defeat just won that game, do you maybe heat check them and push to the south and try and catch them off guard?
I feel like we might see maybe some teams be a little bit more aggressive, but teams now will know the rotates, right? It's not like we're getting... Like they know their rotates. They're going to know which team's coming through which spot. You're going to find probably a lot more teams catching teams off guard now as well. Going like being that one step ahead of exactly where everyone is. But I don't know, Q. This is 3 Rift games in a row. Very unheard of.
You said you guys had quite a few rifts at that the LAN event not too long ago too, right?
Yes, don't remind me.
So off we do go again. We're on board with PXX. They're still making sure that they get looted and booted before they truly
PXX
rotate
kirain
in towards this next zone. They've
PRX.
been able to get themselves up the blue shields here as well. They've got the overview from Grow Towers to make sure that no one is pushing their direction, at least from the west ways. But I feel like as far as kind of what we've seen in games 4 and 5, don't be surprised if it's still that slow burn for now. VKG, however, they are in a little bit of a fight off in their direction. Casa has already fallen, but the rest of Black Hole eliminated, and VKG have gotten themselves a couple of KP.
You wouldn't believe where VKG have set up. They're on the north side of this zone once again. VKG maybe just finding a different house this time. They need to hold off the push though, as
Oh my God.
put some nice shots back down the way towards QWQ. Does QQ. So 19 squads looking to relax now, and well, PXX, the team that are in the lead, they have gone out pretty early here, Q, in the first 2 games on Olympus. How do they play this one?
Well, they seem to be playing it a little bit slower. Hanging out in gardens, it does feel like a little bit longer than they have in the last couple. And, well, there is
Orang
a
dalam,
good
iya,
chance
Jik.
you were talking about as
Orang
far as
dalam.
understanding and knowing people's rotations. Maybe there was a chance that they did know that there was going to be a team that would look to rotate their way on through. It looks like Weibo Gaming has pulled up.
Weibo, they'd be looking to try and get some points on the board. And when you got JR on a team next to you, you got to be careful, because he is one of the most dangerous players out in this lobby as well. And, well, I think for PXX, they most likely know which teams are rotating behind them, so they might have a good understanding that it's Weibo, and they are going to rotate to zone. 19 squads still standing, though, with 2 minutes left here, Q. A lot of teams setting up already at Rift.
A lot of those teams already in there. For some of those teams like PXX who were just sitting on board with, they will be late to the party. There won't be as much room for them, so you can't help but wonder, can they find a place to fit in?
Yo,
Simply have
keculik.
to fight in. It will be Mama Clubs who will be able to find a knock here, but I don't know if they're going to be able to push off of the back of that, due to the fact that, like you mentioned, so many teams already over here at Rift.
Gila rampart di Castle.
Left standing. 2C1M just overlooking the players at the moment. We're going to have a look at VKG, is a team that is starting to get a lot more confident, Q, I feel, like with the Wraith portals, and it feels like really QQ is really back to what QQ was, knowing that he missed the whole game 2. Sorry, the whole split 2 of Pro League. Feels like this VKG team is definitely back.
They seem to be back, and they seem to be in pretty good spirits, and they are in contention to potentially win another match day, but they will need to make sure that they have a strong finish here in game number 6. They're right next door to QWQ. Remember, VKG originally, the last 2 iterations of this similar zone up towards Rift, we're playing that very northern house.
Bisa
That same
kenok terus
house currently
buat
is
dijadiin
occupied
farming
by
point.
Mulai. If you take down QWQ, you still have another big dog in your yard.
16 squads. Still alive. Is 6 Gaming.
No, Wifu ngenokin Bas.
Here early on.
Tidak, jangan terjadi lagi.
Soda. We had 0 points going into Olympus Q, and now it's currently sitting on that 9 points. So they'll be looking to maybe
Nah,
try
gitu
and get
aja,
some more
kenokin
KP
PKG
here
aja.
as well in this game. But we can see in the top right corner, VKG, Evo farming a little bit. We'll go and have a look exactly where this zone's pulling, and yes, this one might be
Aduh,
more
Kakoi
towards
sih itu
where
ternyata guys.
physics are.
Gak ada koperan apa-apa loh Kakoi. Rendang di tengah.
Was hoping it was going to pull in that last game. Meanwhile, overall the way down on the southeast, it's Weibo Gaming with aforementioned EDG. It will be Weibo Gaming as JR does take the first knock, and that could be enough to make them feel comfortable swinging things here. However, if they've got the information that is blues versus purples, they may play this a little bit slower, especially as they would have to be rotating in towards the storm.
I don't really understand what JR was thinking in that situation. Rotated around the left side, kind of in the open. not doing much. Beautiful shots coming out from Boland, though he knows there's only one more man left standing, and that is disgusting. Boland
hancur.
from Edward and Gaming getting all 3 kills or 2 kills there from Edward Gaming, and they're going to get eliminated.
That's why I was kind of worried about EDG swinging that corner, man. You're swinging into a good fighting squad. You're taking damage from the storm as well. Weibo Gaming not only are very thankful for the gifted KP, but now they'll have the Moby as well. They'll get themselves back up to a full 3. And you really couldn't have asked for much more. Also, they're the only ones down here on the southeastern side, so they will be able to rotate in for free from here.
18 squads.
EDG itu bukan Amerika, bukan. Edward Gaming tuh
Round 2, 10
orang
seconds away from
kaya
closing queue,
ya
and well,
di Cina
you can't say
yang bikin
teams
e-sport pakai
haven't
nama dia
had any
sendiri.
practice of a rift zone. They've just had
Ganti
back-to-back
ke
rift
mulu.
zone rotates, and now
Mungkin sengaja
you
itu
can
buat
see
farming
teams all
armor.
getting into a spot that feels a little bit more comfortable for them in these lobbies. And well, with 18 squads still standing, if the keeps going this way, we're not going to have much real estate left for these teams to play. But with the Newcastle still out here, that
Hari-hari
Newcastle
orang
will
kaya
definitely
tapi
help.
gabut. Jadi pakai nama sendiri
How
aja.
comfortable are some of these spots later in the game when there are still 15,
Nemui.
16? Who knows how many teams will still be left come ring 3.
Ditoruncang.
DCG still trying to make sure
Ditoruncang.
at bay. It's Roy who will send a couple of shots across.
No?
At least let them know, hey, someone's in here. Don't come knocking at my door. But DCG is still sitting on the triple blues. A lot of teams are still at this point.
Oh, sure.
Try and upgrade that before these final rings.
Thank you for sub.
15 squads, 15 seconds left until round 2 is finished closing, and we'll have a look at the map one more time as we can see.
Gila, 18
Teams
tim
just taking
masih.
their time at the moment, and it does seem like Easy Flash is trying to get a couple of kidnaps at the moment with his Wraith portal. Hasn't been able to get any just yet, but Doom and the boys just relaxing. As we can see, round 3
Wah, udah beres.
is underway, and well, hold my pool.
Mau watan dah.
South side of Rift a little bit, where TYK, Mama Club, Easy Flash, and Grape Soda
Udah beres
are
gak tuh,
sitting.
guys?
Wow. Got a lot of teams who got comfortable from those first 2 iterations. They saw the first couple rings and said, hey, I know where this is going. Well, gotcha. And now it is going to be up to
Ubi dalam rendang lawan Wibu Gaming sekarang.
towards this zone number 4.
Man, this is good for Gen G. If Gen G fight where they've been fighting the last 2 games, they're in a really good position for this game if they can hold that south edge of zone. Once again, very, very crazy pool here.
Udah beres, biasanya bawa gak enak nih Kak Koi.
BKG
Semuanya udah beres, kocak.
Being a little bit tricky. You can see QQ needs to be careful with the bat.
Gila kok
Play where they think
bisa
this
reset
next
lagi
zone
sih.
pools where, well, Q, I feel like a lot of teams are going to be pretty surprised.
英語すぎてわからん。このキャスト、オーストラリアの人やからね。ランダインゲーミング。
Over here where Weibo Gaming is at, they'll also have to pivot more towards that southeastern side.
オーストラリア英語はね、聞きにくいわ。あれ、エペ配信してなかった？さっき見た気がする。通知。Twitch で。
Not the best day at all for Weibo, but like we know, one big game all of a sudden Q, and it changes a lot of stories.
One big game.
Control Alt Defeat being one of those teams in that last game, having a really good game as well. Oh, Dog Red down to a duo. They do lose Kilo. They're going to have to try and get a reset here as well. They do have a respawn beacon. It does look like Fafafith is maybe going to hold it down.
Enough time too. But is that respawn then going to cause anyone to rotate on in? It gives people an indication that, hey, there is not quite free, but somewhat free KP over in this direction. Yeah, who is it that's sending them here? That's the question, because they've already taken out Fa Thief. Luckily, Kilo is back,
Nah.
which will technically turn the tide back in the favor of them.
Yeah.
Eventually fall with the rest of the
Hemlock
squad.
Breacher.
Control, defeat. Now looking to pull up here on the opposite side.
Control, defeat now.
No,
starting to
low
get into it.
key.
They won our last
Kenapa lo
game,
knock
and
it
now
dua?
they're looking to try and get rid of Weibo. Weibo now in a little bit of trouble. They do lose one, I'm pretty sure. They lose two. One man left standing. It's 3MZ with the Prowler.
Oh
Down
my
goes
God.
one. He's got a lot of shield left as well. That nade might do a little bit of work. Those fences. Can he 1v3 this? I don't like his chances.
Yeah.
Get eliminated, control, defeat, get third party.
Yeah.
And just like that,
Yay!
Blender
Nice
gets some
bus.
KP.
Nice bus.
It's they are only a
Nice
solo
banget,
here
Bas,
to,
anjing.
the fact that Bashi was able to stay alive. Luckily, you got a Moby. Where do I put this thing? Somebody help my brother out. He's just trying to get his teammates back into the mix and struggling in that regard. Oh, Bastion, come on. Someone help him out. You got to get all the way out there. My goodness.
And he's pretty far out of zone too, so I don't like Basti's chances here for this to happen. Kukoi getting eliminated.
Yeah!
Esports getting some KP. They now need to be careful, as we can see teams rotating in. Selfish player does get away at 2C1M, very close by as well. 13 squads left standing. We can see teams trying to play zone. I did see one of these zones in
Kakoi datang
NA
kah?
scrims this morning, so
Anjing lah.
unfortunately, a lot of these teams most likely weren't playing NA scrims at Apex South. So 13 squads still standing, and we can see BK Gaming in a really good spot to maybe try and take the win for today.
Thought they were in trouble earlier when we tuned in, but
Ente
they are
Kakoi.
able to get themselves back up, and that's something that they have been doing all
Gani
day
tadi
long.
repep
So
dia.
getting back
Bisa
on
nggak tadi
your feet,
repep?
Dexter gets back onto theirs. Can they get reset? Truly becomes
Oh.
the question. They're on this southern
Holy
side
shot.
of the zone, and
Oh,
Dexter
no.
falls again. Kraber from DCG as Roy and company are looking to pull up and take down Gen G.
Gen G look like they might be getting eliminated, and that is it. Now remember, the last time we watched
Oh.
DCG, when was their win, Q? It was the last game of the set. This could be Gen G's game. Sorry,
Tinggal rendang sama Ubi, kan?
my God, arm, sit down. As Rafe here is putting in the work, and that is Shayo with a nice Kraber shot, and all of a sudden DCG looking good with 10 squads left.
Yeah, DCG is also kind of isolated down on this southeastern side of the zone.
Gani
They
dah
have a
eliminasi.
whole lot of room. Meanwhile,
Randai udah.
DCG, just on the northern side of where the zone is heading, they do have some natural cover to be able to play around. They also get to look to the
Oh
north
iya,
over
jadi
here,
tadi
which seems
pepannya
like
kagak dipakai.
PXX, as well as Wolves will have to rotate on in from, and they could be able to pick up some more eliminations along the way.
Does look like Great Soda looking to try and get rid of their first team today. Hemlock shots coming out. It's all up to Nico, and Grape Soda get put down. Fizz 6 get the job done. Witness me witnessing greatness right in front of our eyes.
Themselves safe for now. No, fighting through the storm, not with the... Oh, I didn't think he'd make it, and he doesn't. The Newcastle falls as well. It means witness me. We'll have to play things out here as a solo for Fizz 6. You mentioned the last game heroics from DCG last week. Still looking to do so here now. They've got themselves good positioning.
Kraber in the hand as well. Can he get a sneaky head to show? Down goes to Newcastle, which is not good.
Oh.
9-9 in the hand. Rowie will get the job done. TYK get eliminated. Now he needs to try and get his Newcastle back up, but they are punching a bit the booty back to the zone. As we can see, 7 squads still standing.
Masih ada
and
Ubi.
PXX is still out here as well.
X-Bolt.
PXX are still out here, but PXX is a solo for now and will eventually end up falling. I think they got like 4 or 5 KP though, so that could have very well been enough to make sure that they finish.
No, kenapa PKG masih hidup terus? Anjing, ini tim keren banget dah.
And pick up most of the KP that's left.
No, no,
Guess who got the full reset? That is going to be DCG with that Kraber in hand. And Shayo was just having so much fun out here at the moment, and it couldn't be anyone better with the Kraber in hand than this man playing Wraith. As we can see, he's going to try and probably sneak around these corners and get some more KP or damage as well. Just
temen yang mana tuh? Temen gua yang
as we can see,
Rendang, Ubi, sama Kakoy.
Slows down just a little bit.
Well, the three teams that are looking to push past PXX in today's board are all right next to each other, and one of them being Wolves Esports, taken out here by VKG.
RRQ
However,
besok guys, RRQ.
VKG does have Ubi literally right next door.
Here we go. DCG now. Needing to be careful here is Shayo. I think he's just going to try and find an entry down here. If he can get one down, I mean, they got the high Q, so they should be okay for now. There's no Gibby bubbles to really stop any teams rotating in. Beautiful once again. Rowie does get down. LQ dud. VKG on the back foot, but Shayo was just having fun out here with the Kraber.
Yeah, it's tough. It was VKG trying to rotate
Oh,
on in.
no. What?
Being up on this northern side of, or sorry, this on the southern side of this hill, looking on down, and oh, now all you can do is play the knockdown shield. Another player from LK or from VKG.
No.
Eliminate. Ubi though does end up going out.
Ubi
That means
keempat.
VKG does get an extra placement point, and while they're trying to push for first, every placement point matters.
And they let VKG, I think, rotate up behind DCG, but VKG get eliminated. It is now DCG versus 2C1M, and 2C1M stuck as a duo here. Kraber still in the hand for Shayo. Down goes one, down goes two, and DCG once again get the final win of Block B versus C.
Last game heroics again for DCG,
dah.
just like we were
GGNT.
talking about for some of those teams
Totalnya
that were in
kita harus
the
lihat
mid to
totalnya.
top second, third of the pack. One game puts you into the top 5. DCG gonna end up on
GG
47
DCG.
and pushes enough to be able to push in the top 4.
Very interesting ending for these games. But like DCG, a team that needs to be consistent more often, other than a last game, because this is a team that we all know and love. Rowie, probably the most loved person in ALGS, if we'll be completely honest. Everyone loves seeing him at a LAN, but DCG, they need this as much as anyone, and they get a nice win. But once again, it's the last game of the day. We'll have a look at the scores. Well, they will get a 22-point game. 2C1M gets second. VK Gaming with 15 points. They get third. Ubi fourth. Wolves
Kakoy sama Rendang tuh bareng kali ya.
5, and just underneath them, PXX with another pretty good game as well. And well, I guess we better go and see at who takes the lobby for today.
Now let's see if PXX did enough to be able to finish out on top, and it's by just a matter of 4.
PXX, PK, Wolves, Wolves DCG, Ubi, Rendang. Anjir, beda dikit. Oh, anjing. Beda 1 poin doang lagi itu Ubi sama DCG. Anjing. Ente dah. Anjay. Ente dah.
Points, so 5 points added to their tally here, Tony.
It's a huge day
Aduh.
for PXX. Started it off on the
Sumpah,
right foot.
PXX
24 placement
nih.
points in the first 3 games
Kok
of
membanteng mereka
Apex
ya?
today. Then only getting 6 after that. So very tough back end of the game, but they did the right thing at the start, which will give them the win here today. And as we have a look for our maps and the winners, 3 different winners over on Olympus. PXX dominating a district, which will help them take the win today.
PX
What?
gokil
Our
sih.
top 2 teams were
Ya
the
udah
ones
guys,
who
kalau gitu
dominated
guys,
E-District
karena
and used that to get across the finish line.
udah cukup
It was
juga nih
Olympus
kita
that really made the rest of the top
nonton, udah
5
gak ada game lagi hari
super
ini.
interesting. But before we
Jadi
get on
mungkin
out
kita
of here,
bakal
Stoney, how about we talk
lanjut
about some of our top
malam
performers?
nanti pas gua
We're going to have a look
turnamen.
at who led the way today. Well,
Jadi
top
semuanya
5
thank you
kills,
yang
QQ
nonton.
will win that again.
Yang udah donasi
14
dan
kills
bantuin gua,
for the
thank you
man.
banget
He is
semuanya.
definitely back. Easy Flash sitting second. It looks like Ziki sitting in the top 3 for kills today. Jackie Chan.
Nanti malam kita streaming lagi ya. Oke, kalau itu sampai jumpa semuanya. Jijis. Jadi pengen main anjay. Ntar ya.